Is it recording? I think we're recording.
Sick.
Oh shit, we're live, son.
Oh fuck.
All right, welcome to the Clear Shots podcast, the quarantine edition, number 3. I don't know how many of these we're gonna have to do, but we're gonna have to be doing it for the time being. I am Seth, Super Saiyan Skinner. Jake can't talk though, so next
He's Natty Daddy Jake.
he has to finish his both of his natty days before he can talk.
I'm the hammer. Dominic Montalbano Hammer.
The old
the hammer hog.
the hammer diabetes.
The diabetic hammer, baby.
I'm Matt with one T.
Yo, you
never
drink.
met. I've only met one Matt with one T before, and you're the only one. I don't think I've ever seen it spelled that way until I met you, basically.
No, nothing was the same before.
It's very strange.
And here we are. And my mom says there was a reason behind it, but whether that's real or not, I can't confirm. I'm just gonna go with it.
She didn't explain what the reason was.
Oh, she did. I just don't know if it means anything. Apparently, it's the Jewish spelling, but I mean, Hebrew's a different language, so it's different letters. I don't know how that's a different spelling. But you know what? It doesn't sound too bad when people ask me why there's only one T in my name.
Oh. It seems like all they did was pull out the H, or pull one of the T's randomly.
One T.
One natty daddy down, baby.
Oh, you just
How do they decide which T goes? Is it the first one or the second one?
It's got to be the first one because the second one is what makes the sound, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm completely disgusted that you're fucking really pounding those out.
Fucking ripping them, bud.
For fucking 98 cents. I mean, it's not a bad deal, I guess.
He's in it to win it.
It's a bad deal, yeah.
I didn't drink the Natty Daddies in college. I drank the they weren't Mad Dogs, they're like Bad Dogs. It was orange. It had a Cerberus on it. It was like Natty Daddies, Steel Reserves, Crazy Mad Dog, or whatever
Cerberus,
it was.
Yeah.
So it was. You can assume what you're getting, and just I guess I like the color orange.
Yeah, they still got hurricanes.
Just for this quick update, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, you're gonna have the natty daddy shits after.
Yeah, you can't wake and natty daddy.
Yeah, wake and natty. There's only one guy that can do that, and that's the guy that walks around the east side picking up cans.
There.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I like how you have like 5 beverages on your shelf behind you.
It's my last supper painting.
It's his trophies.
Well, one of them's a slushie it's a slush puppy from Burned Dairy that I bought.
Not anymore, it ain't.
No, it is. I put it in the freezer, and now it's mostly melted, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Mix it with the daddy. It'll be like the Rush flavor.
But I was going to say, Matt was talking about those Mad Dogs. I remember I didn't drink Natty Daddies until I was out of college, but we drank Steel Reserves, and those are even worse.
Drink your pennies, bro.
Drank a what?
Pennies.
Yeah. That's what did I have yesterday? I accidentally bought, so they have Labatt Ice, and they have Labatt Max Ice. So Labatt Ice was two
Max
for $3.50
is super homeless.
or something. But I accidentally grabbed the Max Ice and didn't realize it, and it literally tasted like an old wallet. Like it was the nastiest thing I've ever had.
Nah, you guys might not have ever had Mountain Brew Ice.
Oh, well, yeah, I have.
Stewart's brand, baby. You get like 6-pack for like $2.
Stewart's is a good friend.
I
like their energy drinks too, not to take away from the quality of the beer.
Wow.
But the little cans of energy, it's like $2 for a 6-pack. You don't even need coffee anymore.
They were called like Thirsties or Thirsters or something.
No, I think
First.
for the
Shark energy drink.
I think I want to say it's called like Impact Energy.
Yeah.
Is what they're called.
Cyclone, the shit that you get from Fast Track soda fountain.
Ooh.
Cyclone.
Oh yeah.
Cyclone.
I know Shark energy drink. We used to be at like Dollar General or some shit, or like Dollar Tree or something.
Yep. Wes used to get those.
Shark.
Wes and his generic sodas.
Mountain Holler was the genius move though, dude.
Mountain Holler was the move.
Good.
Yeah, Mountain Howler was good though. It had a
You're
tag.
rolling into the Jones's house with a 12-pack of Mountain Holler.
Or what else did they have? They had they still got Venoms, and those are fucking god awful.
Oh yeah,
Venom.
yeah. I think I tried one of those.
You can get them for 99 cents.
Isn't that the one that Monster tried to make, like to do like to copy Bang basically?
No, that's Rain.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it? No,
that's-
Rain is by like
Rain
GNC or something.
No, Rain is a Coke product. No.
Oh wait,
it's-
yeah,
no,
you're right. Rain is the Monster one.
Yep.
What's the GNC one?
Is Bang. Bang. It's not GNC, but Bang is owned by. I have
VPX or some shit. It's like a supplement company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They do a lot of bullshit.
Probably Cellucor. Whoever makes C4.
I like how he's got a Bang there, like for reference.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
I like Bangs. The artificial sugar kind of gives me the shits though.
Yep. I like
Yes,
the only
anyone
one
else?
that I like the most is the apple. The apple one tastes really good.
I like the
What's the green one there?
Sour Heads, bruh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
That
good
one's
It's the move. Dude,
and then
all
the berry blast is good.
breakfast sandwiches and pepperoni pizza.
Very-
and I'm freaking natty daddy.
very
pepperoni cocks.
Do you know how many fucking flavors of Bang there are?
There's a million.
There's over
36.
28 flavors over.
The
It
entire
feels like
thing's
there's
generic
more.
is like
I could
completely
name
artificial
every
at that
single
point.
flavor because we have them all.
Yeah, prove it. Do it in 5 seconds or less.
All right,
Yeah.
so we got Bang Candy Apple, we got Bangster, you got Purple Haze, you've got Pear
That's
Guava.
5 seconds.
Done. Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. Don't give him the jacket back.
Get him out of here.
Pear Guava, you've got Blue Raz, Sour Heads, Birthday Cake, Keto Peanut Butter. You have the peanut butter. You have yeah, the
Citrus
peanut butter.
Blast.
You have Cake, Keto,
The Citrus Blast, dude.
Citrus Twist. Actually,
Citrus Twist. That's what it is. It's basically just Sprite.
yeah, that one's not too bad. You got Champagne. You've got Unicorn, Rainbow Unicorn. You've got Star Blast. You have Cotton Candy. You have Keto Haze, Hazelnut,
Froze
Mocha
Rose.
Madness, Froze. Yep, Froze Rose.
I like the rose.
I lost count. I don't even remember how many we got.
Exactly. There's so many.
Dude,
We have,
the
we have
root beer.
one whole owl.
is there a
Aisle.
root beer one?
You have a
Yep.
whole owl?
Yeah. A whole aisle just full of them. It's insane.
We have one whole owl full of energy drinks.
What's the one
Who's this team?
military base, the army base that's up north?
Sport Drum.
Yeah.
Fort- But they get a pallet of like at least 100 cases.
Ooh,
Just different
Like a day?
things. like once or twice a week.
That's
Jesus.
sick.
What's the all my military buddies, the dollar store energy drinks, the Rippets. They said they used to feed those to them when they're in the military. The Rippets.
Let's
Rip-
ask Jer. Rippets, energy drink in the military. You ever heard of those?
Rippets, yeah, they were in the fucking PX. No one from my unit drank them. They usually fucking drank Bang.
Yeah.
Just came up, my friend Stanley.
Is he 13 or 30?
June. Too.
Yes, the answer is yes.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Not really.
I don't like him.
I don't like the look of him. Dude, so I gotta tell you guys something crazy. I started playing Nier Automata the other night. Wicked good game. That's all I have to say. Nier Automata.
I've been playing a ton of games, obviously. I'm on that furlough.
I've been playing this game called Grand Theft Auto 5. It's pretty good.
Damn.
Heard things about it.
I've heard good things about it.
Came out a little while ago. No one really seemed to pay any attention to it, though.
This game.
Whoa.
Is it working?
Oh, I know this one.
Dude, it's on Game Pass. You should play
I don't.
it.
I have no idea.
Nah,
It's on
not
JRPG
interested.
shit. Looks like Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
Not
it's
interested.
like a better version of that. Literally, like, the combat is fucking bananas. It's like a combination of Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry with the combat. But it's instead of magic, it's like you use technology. So like you're this little boy, this little like alien robot little boy that follows you around, sort of like the Dragonfly from Spyro. And you can like have him like shoot missiles or lasers or whatever, but then you can also like you teleport and stuff. Oh, and you play as like just a sexy anime queen, dude.
Yo, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can see her butt the whole game.
Nice.
Yeah, all right.
You get in a full sprint. It's just like sook.
I'm starting.
I
To,
like it.
you know, I'm starting to
Full
get.
sprints, straight slits.
I'm starting to get into like the dating simulators, like the dating sim games. You know.
Oh, like House Party.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a dating.
You're going down a dark hole there, buddy. A real dark hole. I don't know if you're going to be able to claw your way back out of those.
Yeah, that's not so much dating as it is like fucking.
House Party. Party, right?
God, I know House Party.
Were you there when I put it on the fucking living room TV?
No. Oh, yes. No, I was. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
was
was.
gonna say you
Yep.
had to have been.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite memories because I was actually on a plane home to go visit, and I got an invite while I was on that plane home to go visit about that party, and I was like, I'll be there.
Yep. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. That was a good night, man.
It's just, I don't know. It's the same party every time. I wish they had different parties.
No, you got to get custom stories, dude. You got to get family reunion.
Was it like DLC?
No, it's just I'll send you them. I have a bunch of maps, custom maps on my.
Custom maps.
I think I have them all.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
let's do custom games.
Can I make a suggestion for the next person you invite to have on?
Sure
Kylie
can.
Murphy. Jake's number one fan.
Dude.
Oh, that guy from Facebook, that Facebook post. Who
Can't say
did the
guy.
Screenshot of putting the
Oh, my
clear
bad.
shot shirt on him.
Oh,
that's the other
that
guy.
was
yeah.
that was this guy Alex that I used to work with. And I didn't know he hated me, like because okay, so and I don't want to talk about him too much because I
Well,
really
we're gonna
going
definitely going to.
Sorry, but
But,
he doesn't
like,
watch any of this.
whenever Seth and I would make a big post about like, all right, episode 100 or episode 75 or like whatever, anything that got a lot of traction, he would always comment and like be like, oh, this show sucks. You guys need more followers. But I thought he was doing it in jest, you know? And
But,
then
yeah.
what the last time he did it, he was like super rude about it. Like extremely rude. And
He was like, "You're not gonna be shit until you have like X number of followers or some shit." Like, what are you doing? Like, where's this coming from? Like, what is this?
Yeah,
number?
how did we offend you?
And he was texting me. I blocked his number. He was texting me a bunch of stuff, and the last thing he said was, I said this in the Clear Shots plays. I think I don't know if it made it through the final cut, but he was like, he texted me at like 4:30 in the morning, the 2 nights after that whole Facebook thing, and he goes, He goes, yeah, just so you know, we were never friends. Also, do you know what the definition of slander is? And I'm like,
Okay.
I'm like, no, tell me right now. I need to know.
tell me in 5 seconds or less.
Define these nuts, buddy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. It comes out of nowhere. Like there's no reason for him to be attacking anybody.
Hey, that's
Honestly.
good publicity. You know.
It is. Yeah, that's true.
I think the whole thing was worth that Photoshop picture of him in the clear shot shirt.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I didn't block him before that. Because I blocked him when I went to bed that night, and I woke up and like 20-something people were all flaming him. And I was like, oh my God, I want to unblock him just so he can see that. But
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, everybody was just gonna light him up. I mean, it's not. I mean, he was kind of asking for it.
It wasn't worth the fucking headache, dude. Because I mean, I could go on and on about that guy, and it's really a shame because I really did like him, but I don't know.
Alex,
It's-
what
I
was
didn't
this?
like him.
Alex.
We're not saying his name on the show.
Bleep that shit out. You guys, I've said fucking names on the show, and you guys have let that shit play out.
Well, let's just say Alex. There's a lot of Alexes.
Listen, this is a call to action.
Message
Go
me
shit
that
on every
shit.
Alex's
Make-
front
just-
lawn that you know.
Yeah, if your name's Alex, look
Oh.
out. 'Cause
Oh, all right, yeah, figures. That guy's fucking. I see him complain about shit too, when he's like, "I work fucking the hardest job, and I do this," and I said, "Go fuck yourself." Like, I don't give a shit what you do.
Y'all don't know what real work is.
yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
I work too, bud. Everyone works.
You don't understand. I have to work noon to 7. in a nursing home. You don't know how hard that is.
4 nights a week.
I think he's just mad because we make. I think he's just mad because like we make a ton of money off of this podcast.
True. Yo, hit up that Patreon. Pictures
Yeah.
of Jake's ass.
The real thing is, I know what he's mad about is he's mad that I left the nursing home and I'm on to bigger and better things, and he's stuck there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the podcast.
Also, can you guys add my OnlyFans page to the description?
Wait, is this real?
Yo, I really have an OnlyFans page. It's called OnlyFans / Diabetic Hog. And it's
You're
the
fucking-
picture of BBC holding I think he's with Joe Exotic, and they're like wrapped around each other's arms.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that they're not 6 feet apart.
But it's OnlyFans, so they don't need to be.
Oh, true. They paid for access. So they can get up close.
I have diabetes and a small wiener. I work out, but I also eat like shit.
I'm gonna start it's so good. I'm gonna start
I love
posting. I'm gonna
You
start
can't even see the cover photo.
I think things are way funnier when they're all in lowercase and have no punctuation.
Why do I need it? I'm gonna be selling my body. You don't need punctuation when you sell your body.
You're not wrong.
Oh my god, dude.
I told someone I was just gonna post like small videos of just like me eating things I probably shouldn't eat, like cheesecake, like ice cream, and be like,
That's
killing,
really selling your body.
killing myself. One dessert at a time. Some weirdo will like it. This motherfucker's committing slow suicide. Some will be into it. I hope.
What the fuck is that sound?
Is
What's
that
that
your,
noise?
you hear it on the mic?
Mine? Maybe. I don't know.
Oh. I think you
It
fixed
sounds,
it.
Maybe. All right.
sounds like someone's rubbing up on it.
Yeah, it sounds like a cat's getting excited.
Oh, I
I thought it was a tornado
talk
for a
about
second.
the OnlyFans page, and that that shit happens.
They're
I
hacking
saw that there's this girl I know that did an OnlyFans page so she could afford hearing aids, and I thought that was very admirable.
Yo, I'll donate to that right now. Where is that page?
so sad.
Give me that link.
in. Link me.
Let's link up. Send me that shit.
I'll put it in the chat.
Is she good looking? Hopefully she's just like mediocre, like a normal girl, not like
Yeah. You need
trying
like a
to
6.
over accentuate herself and shit. You know what I mean?
There's 2 of them because I think the girls live together, and then the one of them started it because she needed money for hearing aids, and the other one
Well, was like, yo, I just want money.
yeah. Then it's like, all right.
There's another girl that does it too. So a friend of mine was telling me about. I think her first name is Hannah. I'm not gonna say last names because.
Is it Hannah Kelb?
Damn, bud, on fire!
Wait, what's the link for that one? Because
Oh my god.
I want to make sure that
Guys, I'm supposed to be saving money in quarantine.
no.
she put it on her Twitter or something. Was like, hit me up on my OnlyFans. I was like, but you're not. Like, you're all right. You're okay. You're attractive when people are like.
See,
when I'm really drunk and I've seen her at the bar, I'm like, you're pretty good looking.
$20, Jake?
$20 she's charging?
No, the first one Jake said.
I subscribed for 10.
Well, you got it when it was on sale. So.
Yeah, you got
Black
a
Friday.
discount code.
Oh, I thought it was like a direct subscription to somebody that you did. I don't know how it works. I haven't set up for anyone to pay me yet. I don't, maybe you guys could help me with the marketing.
I don't understand the point of being an OnlyFans when you fuck dudes for free drinks anyway. Like, anybody that's gonna want to see you naked already fucked you while your BAC was like 0.2. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get sexier than a 0.2 BAC. You know what I mean? Dude, there's nothing sexier than a girl that slurs when she hiccups. Like.
I have
I don't know
flashbacks
about
to me being like bartending and seeing that and just being like,
Yeah.
gotta fucking deal with this now.
Guess I gotta fuck her.
What's up with that girl?
No. All the time when I was bartending, people like, oh man, you hook up with mad girls? No, that's sexual assault.
Yeah. Also, it's like I'm working and I'm having to close the place. Also, like
I'd much
It's not
rather
really-
go home and get a $3 tip on this drink than deal with some drunk ass girl drooling on the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
you
you
can't-
want to have sex while you work, just work at the hospital like I do.
Damn. Give me a job. I'll work part-time.
I'll get you a job, daddy.
Ooh, fuck.
oof.
No, I'm just kidding. I talk a big game, but I'm not very promiscuous. Who knew?
Yeah.
I try to be.
Promiscuous?
Yeah.
Let's start an OnlyFans together.
Yo, let's do that shit.
I don't.
Yeah.
We'll take a picture of us holding each other, and I'll make that my new fucking.
Let's just do like food fetish stuff. Like you just like pour beer on me and rub.
Yeah, natty daddy and shit.
Yeah, like
And then we'll
Hey.
start a GoFundMe for poor guys that drink natty daddy so that they can fund us.
You put bugles on your nipples. And then,
I don't know. I don't think I'd watch it, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd promote it.
But you don't drink natty daddy.
yeah, you're not part of our demographic.
you haven't-
Yeah.
Guys, people like Alex and Hannah are part of our demographic.
Yeah. It's kind of a tough target audience, though.
So I was telling someone about it, and they were telling me I'm not like. She was telling me she wasn't sure what I would get, like who my demographic would be. She was like, "Well, you're not small enough to be a twink, and you're not big enough to be a bear." And I was just like, "I'm just a regular guy, regular small hog,
It is.
just trying to make moves."
Regular small hog.
Matt, we should get you back up here doing OnlyFans.
Actually, I was really thinking since I have a working camera and this is what I look like, I might as well just hop on Chatterbait.
Yeah, we'll call it Jake versus Jerusalem, and you and I will just throw stuff at each other naked.
You're not wrong.
I don't mind the title. I'm not mad about the title.
Wait, you got to be uncircumcised for this though.
Yeah.
Find me an uncircumcised peen and we can go.
Oh.
I don't know though. There's like it's easier to dock if one of them's circumcised.
Yeah, but if we're talking about Jews here, that's what I'm going with.
Let's just do bar mitzvah videos, dude.
You're right.
Yeah.
I want to know Seth. What do you think is gonna be? What do you think is gonna sell on fans only? What do you think is something that they want to see?
Naked women.
No, from me.
I think that demographic is primarily.
No, what you should do is you should
I should like
pictures
post
naked
of naked women and then like a video of naked women and then cut it and splice it with like one picture of me naked.
I think what you should do is get photos of Kylie and Photoshop her clothes off.
Yeah,
that's what you should do.
Looks good. Hold on, I'm gonna send something to the group.
You gonna send something to the group?
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
here she is.
Yeah, Kylie.
She's at the top of my feed. I have her on C first.
Oh, Jake,
yeah,
this video I'm about to send to the group is 100% for you, bud.
Who was? I don't know this person.
this is
It's Bass's mom.
No.
keep going down because there's some ones that people were getting really mad. There's one of her at Maddie Dale, like taking a pic. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, don't do that. Why are you taking a photo of you in front of a Maddie Dale sign?
Jake, check that video out and his Kylie smile. I have a zoomed picture of that smile. If you guys
whole the whole comment section on that post was like people being pissed that like she wasn't staying home and she was just riding her bike around to different cities and shit.
That whip.
Stealing stuff.
Like I don't know. They were really upset too.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know.
We gotta edit that part out because that conversation popped up when I was sharing my screen, Don.
Which one?
Unreal.
Pretty inside baseball.
Yo, do you know? You see who that was? They're throwing quarters at her in that video. They're like making her write quarters on her.
Where was that?
I don't know. A friend of mine sent me that. That was like that was like a couple years ago. Like a good couple years ago. Tell me that's not funny though.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty heartbreaking, but it's kind of funny.
Nah, not at all heartbreaking. That's typical.
I was watching the news tonight and they were saying some shit about like how minorities are like more affected by this fucking virus or some shit.
I thought that was great. They were like black people or not black people, but it was people of color.
Yeah.
Were more likely to die from the virus than not people of color, which begs the question: is the cure to coronavirus the blood of the albino?
No, I think it's money.
I think it's definitely
money.
The blood of the gays, because I guess they're not taking gays, or they're like limiting.
Oh, they're lowering restrictions on it.
Oh, lowering restrictions. So now they're like, oh, we'll finally use your blood.
And all my gay friends are like, fuck you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
That's so ridiculous. Because they're doing
I feel like I blacked out for 30 seconds.
I don't know what's going on. I stopped listening when you said the gays.
That's how it was put. Was like they're not are homosexual. They weren't taking homosexuals' bloods because they are doing. They're using the plasma from people who recovered from the virus, but they weren't I guess they weren't using homosexuals that had gotten it and recovered. They weren't using their blood plasma. They were like telling them, no, we're not taking your blood. We can't use your blood. But now
they're using
like,
straight plasma. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Well,
And now they're finally like, oh, we'll finally use it because we really need it.
I was gonna say there's sort of a valid, not a valid reason, not valid in my opinion, but it's like it's the same reason why porn if you do like man on man porn, that's all you do, because the risk of HIV and other diseases, mostly HIV.
Where are you going with this?
It all ties back to OnlyFans.
It kind of makes sense. I don't agree with it, but I can understand. But it's like
in the 80s, maybe.
It all ties back.
Yeah,
to
that's what my thing is. It's like people don't get AIDS anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure people get AIDS, but
no,
maybe not.
No, if you're gay now and you try to donate blood to the Red Cross, they'll turn you down.
And
which is just insane that that's still a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
yeah. I don't know. It's a very weird fucking thing to even for that to even come up. Like, how do you even, like, statistically, I guess you're just looking at it. It could just be a coincidence, realistically, when they look at that and go, it's mostly minorities. Like, but I don't know. It's fucking very weird. This whole virus is weird in the first place, though. It has, like, it can kill you, or it can be completely, like, almost asymptomatic. Like, it's so entirely a weird spectrum. The whole fucking thing is.
Yeah, it's like the spectrum is so weird. I almost called it autism.
Oh, damn. All right.
I definitely think it's socioeconomic related, like inner city, dense populations, and access to healthcare and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing we have to watch out for is China buying all of the stocks for companies that are going under. And then all of a sudden China owns us, and then, then there's no gays ever.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the stimulus package, apparently everybody was buying back a bunch of stocks and shit. Which, I mean, I guess now is probably your spot for.
Wait a minute. You shouldn't do that. Matt, explain why that's so funny, because you're not.
What happened?
So you remember seeing all the flaming on the relief package being held up by the Democrats, right? The Democrats are holding this up. They don't want you to get their money. No, it's because they were trying to add provisions into the bill that prevented companies from, like, not having a big brother watching where they spend that money. So it would go back to employees and making sure they get paid leave and their health coverage doesn't lose.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I'm not sure the details on that, because I did see an article about that, but it looked like it was regarding the stimulus package, but it was actually regarding Trump's tax breaks that he did.
I saw that. Yeah. The problem is,
I don't know.
The problem right now is that it's so hard to find, like, any news that you can buy into. Yeah. Like, there's never been a harder time to get information. And this is the worst time for that, too, is when there's a fucking, like, pandemic.
Yeah.
And the president's telling you to take medicine because he owns stock in the company rather than because it's actually good. Yeah. With doctors shaking their heads.
It's just weird. Like, if you're going to buy into stocks, right now isn't this time, because it's only going to go down further.
He's telling people to take, like, hydroxychloroquine or something like that.
Yeah, and those fucking people in fucking Nebraska or some random place fucking drank, like, pond fucking cleaner or some shit. They're like, yeah, this will save us.
Fucking idiots. Yeah, I can't.
If they weren't going that way, they were going some way.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact. They were probably gonna get killed by their dad or something.
It almost worked.
Hey, Trump would say it was good. It was a good job. It was a good job.
I don't want to slander our president,
but 100,000 people are gonna die. But we did a good job.
We did a tremendous job.
That shit made me so mad.
I was talking to me about this the other day. Somebody at work yesterday was telling me that they, the mayor of New York City had a thing that was like, expect the death the daily death toll to be similar to 9/11. He's like, the way projections are going, we're going to lose almost 3,000 people in one day if something doesn't get done soon. And then after the conference was over, this guy goes, "Sir, how many of those 3,000 do you think are going to be people of color, and how will those communities be affected by it?" My first thought was,
first of all, yeah, what question is that?
I mean, like,
if it was Trump, you'd be like, that is a nasty question.
So, like, we need to know.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. Don't give him his
You're going to cough, leave the room.
I'm sure a lot, but what the fuck kind of question is that?
That's such a dumb question.
It is a concern, but how do you expect someone? I don't know.
How do you answer that?
Yeah.
Well, like Trump's thing, I get absolutely what he said. Like, if we keep it to 100,000, we're doing well. I mean, he's right, but he also can't say anything without getting flamed. And he didn't present it well.
I read that there was actually like quite a few less deaths like these past couple days than there have been.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get better, but like it's a matter of consistently doing that, like doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very strange. I see a lot of people out that just, I mean, people are just dumb. Like there are literally people that still buy into this like Democrat hoax like shit, and it's just mind blowing to me that people really think that, and it's mind blowing to me that people think that they're bored enough to the point where they have to just go out and walk around places. Like they'll literally tell you that they just got bored at home and they wanted to go walk around somewhere.
Damn, the boy came and said hi.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Bass? Dude, he looks just like you.
Yeah, just as ugly.
I'm not ugly.
Do you guys see the clips? I know they're on John Oliver of the Italian like mayors yelling at his people. He's like, "Why now are you all marathon runners? Stay inside."
Yeah, seriously.
Dude.
I love it though. It's like everybody always bitches like if they're at work, they're like, "Oh, dude, I wish I was home." And now they get a month at least or more to just stay home.
And now it's like, oh, I'm gonna go and be a fucking nature enthusiast, and I'm gonna go hike.
I gotta go walk the trails. Never been hiking in their life.
My mind, because
I tried to take Bass to Great Bear on 57, and I went there, and there was literally 20 cars, and it's like, if you see fucking 3 cars there, go like leave, go somewhere else, go home, walk around your fucking house. Christ's sake. Like that's way too many people. I understand it's still social distancing because you're not maybe not right on someone, but it's way too many people to be, and the trail's not that big for one, and it's still way too many people. Fuck you. Sit down, cut it out.
How does Bass feel about the COVID-19?
Yo, how do you feel about coronavirus? Let the boys know.
Like crap. Crap.
Like crap. You heard it. You heard it here.
It's a good take, actually. I haven't heard it put that way.
Yeah, dude, I got invited to a party on Friday, and I was like, no.
What? Like, what are you?
No.
I would call the cops. 100%.
I'm calling the cops?
Yeah.
Like, I'm calling the cops on that.
Yeah, just send them the address.
It's a social gathering here.
Yeah, I'm wondering like how much trouble they get in for it too.
I'm doing something. Go.
You got India? They're making people do squats if they get caught on the streets. The cops
Yeah,
are
then they're like
literally
beating them with sticks and shit.
hazing people.
I like it. That's what we should be doing.
That's
just
fraternity pledging shit.
Yeah.
I like it was the day, it was like last week they did the social gathering law in Oswego. And I get on Snapchat, and this girl that I have on Snapchat posted.
Oh yeah, but I already know.
You already know.
I already know. I think I like snapped her and I was like, yo, I'm gonna call the cops. You have your location on Snapchat.
Yeah. She goes, bonfire tonight, BYOB. And then like 3 or 4 hours later, it was a snap of somebody else that was in that neighborhood and there were like 4 or 5 cop cars in front of that house while you can see a bonfire in the backyard. Like, how much of an idiot are you?
This guy right here, baby.
Who was it? Send me snap. Send me messages. I miss everything going on over there.
I just don't get it, man. People are just desperate to hang out with people.
Oh god.
Now,
It's so weird too.
I mean, I can't say that I haven't hung. I went to a friend's house with my brother Friday. 4 of us. My brother.
Oh, you're part of the problem, dude.
my brother, my friend who we were seeing, and his girlfriend. They all work together in the same building.
Damn straight we all do.
So I didn't see it as a huge deal.
I mean,
Since
we're all
we
gonna
don't- we
die
don't
because
go-
of you. So
Yeah, we don't go out, and I wanted to see my boy, so I went out and we got drunk and we played Clue. You know,
yeah, and if you get the Rona, it's no big deal, you know.
yo, I'm just fucking dying. I took out a fucking another $100,000 policy, so I'm doing it for a reason.
Yeah, there was like a whole thing. Like, it's weird because they keep every time they do these task force briefings, they like mention Zoom and FaceTime, and there's
Yeah,
like all weird conspiracy theories that like it's a whole thing to fucking boost like Facebook's Zoom thing. And I've read a lot of weird shit about Zoom and how they sell like your data to like different companies and shit, and how people can type in a random code and just join into your chats and shit and just show their dicks.
Have that.
I was reading
That's
that
how
up.
I had to. That's where I had to have a Zoom meeting with my agent so that I could take out my other policy, and no one showed me their dick. Kind of disappointed. That's the thing.
That's
and
bullshit.
I was reading today that the NFL was supposed to be using Zoom to do their NFL draft, but now they think that they're all going to use Skype instead because you have to be invited to Skype calls, and that's exactly what Seth was saying. They
That's
didn't
why I'm
want.
using Skype.
Oh my god.
It's just more
Can you imagine 4chan doing that?
Oh my god. The amount of N words, like the amount of hard R's during that.
You know that like legendary 4chan copy paste of like the meeting this guy was having, and he's like, guys, here's this Twitter feed from my company, and 4chan
Yes.
started blowing up the Twitter feed.
That was the one where if you put the hashtag, it popped
Yes.
up on the bulletin board. Oh my god.
For
That
this
was-
like the cringy business like HR team building stuff that they're doing, then all of a sudden Hitler did nothing wrong pops up on the screen.
No, if we're gonna get into favorite 4chan pranks, there's nothing funnier to me than the Mountain Dew naming contest.
Yo, it was like 100,000 votes for Hitler did nothing wrong, and like something else, like something's anus.
Gush and Granny was the best one.
What the fuck?
Here it is. I got it right here.
What? I never heard of this. So what was it? Just a 4chan thread that?
No, they
No.
were doing a thing called Dub the Dew, where you can
This is real.
where you vote for like the next name for the newest flavor of Mountain Dew.
Oh, and you could
Okay.
answer your own.
Hackers struck a promotional website.
They're not even hackers. They're just organized people on the internet with nothing better to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so funny.
You can't find full photos on fucking Google anymore. It's so stupid. You know what? I'm gonna fucking send it. There it is.
Like you can reverse image search certain things too, though.
Easy, man.
What was it called? Dub the Dew. There it is. Yeah, Hitler did nothing wrong. Gush and Granny, Fapple, diabetes, Granny squirt.
That's the top 10.
It's Apple.
Most of them were Gush and Granny, so
Wait, so did it win? Which one won?
Gush and Granny. Actually, I think Hitler did nothing wrong. One. But what's the
Definitely don't call your beverage Hitler did nothing wrong.
This was great.
Yo, stop.
They did an automatic tweet.
yo,
What?
Yeah, it's wild.
What? I'd never seen that one before.
That one was great. Yeah, a bunch of people on 4chan when they were doing, because the Patriots were doing this thing. It was like, if you become our millionth follower, we'll give you a free custom jersey. And so tons of people on 4chan kept making Twitter accounts with racial slurs in them and just kept following over and over and over.
Oh, of course they did.
they got 1 million followers.
Yeah, you could just keep making new accounts, I guess.
They hit it.
Pool's Clothes was a good one too. That one was fun. And obviously Battletoads is legendary.
Yeah, I was telling my coworkers about that one.
The Battletoads one or Pool's Clothes?
Battletoads, because
Isn't that when they kept calling the fucking pawn place, the Pawn Stars, asking about it?
I'm playing a D&D campaign right now, and the DM put me on the spot with one thing. Like, my character, there's this like female orc general who was like flirting with my character, and my character's like, you want to see my Battletoads collection? So now he's being the good DM that he is, actually like writing it into the campaign that Battletoads is a thing.
Yeah, you
Great
have to
that
do that.
if
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, you know.
You got to make it canon.
was Yu-Gi-Oh cooler than Pokemon?
No.
Sure wasn't.
Is it?
I mean,
is it
although some people would probably say it was, but
you know what the
They-
stupidest one was though?
What? When you drink, how does your drink turn into yellow pea?
it's a good question.
It's because you're dehydrated.
Please keep that in.
Tell Bass he needs to drink more water.
What's the
Drink
science
more
behind that?
Behind
Yeah, I don't know, bud.
I actually don't know.
I'll Google that.
it's
All
the
right.
I want to say, and let me tell you, I don't know shit about the medical field. I just have a badge that says I'm supposed to. But I think it's the uric acid that's in your urine. And if you have, if you're not hydrated enough, it's a lot of uric acid coming out.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right.
I'm not gonna say that's not true.
I'm not going to dispute it, yeah.
That's right.
He said it's uric acid. If your pee's yellow, it means you got uric acid.
Oh, it comes out of your butt.
Yo, shut the
Doesn't come out of your
fuck.
butt.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
No,
Yo,
it doesn't come out your butt.
Enough. Go be.
If it's coming out of your butt, you got a problem. There's more than one issue there.
Go be
It's called-
somewhere else.
It's called this is real. It's called either urochrome or urobilin.
You're a bitch.
So
Yeah, I think you're a bitch.
Yeah, you're a bitch. That's what it is. Go away. Go be ugly somewhere.
No, I want to join.
You want to join with me? You can't talk wild. You have to listen. We're discussing.
Tell him we're with the government.
We're with the government.
Yeah, we're part of the government.
No.
Yeah, he's a police officer. You see his hat.
This is a conspiracy.
So,
What's up, dude?
oh no. What are you discussing, bro?
What? All right.
What you got for us, man?
You have
Give us
any
some
news on the
topics.
coronas?
Hey, Bass, what's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Chocolate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Get him out of here.
Blueberries the right answer.
Cinnamon, brown sugar.
The coronavirus makes you sick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if it doesn't?
Then you're good. Then you're fine.
That's a good point.
Then you've been washing your hands, right?
Yeah.
Don't touch other people.
All right. Enough.
He's right.
Probably the smartest person we've ever had on the show.
I mean, he's made a few good points. I'm gonna give him that much.
Go play the Nintendo. Go play Switch.
Oh, you need to play my.
Yo, you have the filthiest mouth.
I wonder why. You
Yeah,
tell
that's
him
weird.
to fuck off and go be ugly somewhere else. Like,
Yo, that's not talking about P.
isn't he only like 11?
He's 6.
He looked like you when you were 11.
You got to get him started early, dude.
He was asking me. So we went for a walk behind the Kiwanis baseball field in Fulton. Hey, I'm talking. And I was messaging someone, happened to be a girl, and he is like, "Oh, who are you talking to?" And I was like, "A girl." And he was like, "Well, is she pretty?" And I was like, yeah, she's pretty." And he was like, he told me, he's like, "Well, finally you can get married so I can have 2 moms." And I was just like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, some people have 2 moms. He's like, some people have 1 mom, but I want 2 moms."
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to sacrifice a dad for a mom.
Yeah.
See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and also if you have 2 moms, God hates you by default.
No, he wants 2 moms and 1 dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Okay, that's a different story.
I was just like, "Where'd you get this from? You've been going on the internet by yourself?"
That's the kind of stuff you'll find.
He's asking. I don't know, man.
You got stuff a little more in there.
Being quarantined with him has driven me nuts.
I mean, I guess you could have as many moms and dads as you want.
But he only wants 2. He's obviously 2's better than 1.
Right.
Well, that's what I do with uncles. Like when I was living with my mom before my dad got custody, all of her friends were my uncles. And I thought that was crazy because.
All right.
You had a lot of uncles.
But where does it end? You know.
I don't know.
You can't have 100 moms and dads.
No, that's FUBAR.
I think that
What if we're all just moms and dads? You know, we're all just moms and dads.
Once you get 100 moms and dads, that becomes an explicit site. Starts with a B.
Starts with a B.
Yeah, or a G.
What?
Like a gangbang.
Oh.
Oh, a GB.
Like
GB.
Matt and I were all shoulders on that.
Yeah. Like 100 moms, 1 dad. You know? 100 moms. Or 100 dads, 1 mom.
Maybe 1 or 2.
100 dads, 1 mom. I've seen that video. 100 dads, 1 mom.
I was on a.
That's dangerous. That is dangerous.
I was watching porn when I woke up from my nap.
Oh yeah, 4 hours. How many hours were you watching porn?
He's got to make it through his premium.
Like a quarter. Exactly. I've got premium until I think like the 15th.
Damn, I was about to get that. But...
Dude, it's so good. I cannot endorse it enough. Like,
Are you gonna? Do you think you're gonna stick with it though? You think you're gonna stick with it after your trial runs out?
Oh, not at all.
I don't know.
You gotta cancel it.
Because how much is it? No, I think they don't take your credit card. I don't think, right?
Yeah,
That's what you said.
They did, yeah.
So like, I don't know how much it is. It's probably fucking $10 a month or some shit.
$10 a month, but I don't pay for Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. So
True.
Oh, you good?
Like
all I watch is porn.
You can watch spoofs of those movies.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
same thing.
So like I get Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus for free from other people, and I get Pornhub Premium. So it's really like I'm only paying $250 a month for Pornhub Premium.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think last time I was on the podcast, I mentioned when I was traveling for work, and they literally had like holiday sales, like your free week, and it said Hanukkah sales, like 8 free days, and I was like, no way they're that good at marketing.
they kill it, dude.
So I did it, and I forgot to cancel it, so I got a whole month of Pornhub Premium. But as you said, it is. You think that you have everything you need, but like it's just because you don't know what you want yet.
Dude, it's crazy. It's like going from.
Is there extra categories?
There's everything, dude.
Dom.
I haven't done. Yeah. I haven't tried it. I haven't done the deep dive yet.
Well, I only tried it out because, as you know, I have very specific fetishes. You know, like fucking their landlords, people fucking their sisters, people
Per
fucking
usual, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
The
into
taxi
that.
driver.
Per
I can
usual
spot that.
incest.
yeah, fake taxi is a good one. Property sex is a big one. I like shoplifter. That's a fun one.
Brandon sent me one. It was like it was an Instagram video thing where it was the fake taxi and it was like a smaller girl. And the guy was like, "You sure you're 18?" And she was like, "Do you want to see my ID?" And he was like, "Nah, fuck it." And I was like, "Yo, I gotta find this video." I
Setting a
found
bad
it. It was
example,
alright.
dude.
I was like, "It's all right."
I think that was the video with Ava Delish or whatever the fuck her name is. Because it was a meme for a while.
Delicious.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Delush.
Sounds
I don't
about
know.
right.
She's a British bitch.
Ava douche.
Ava douche. Ariba douchey.
I always wonder if I did porn, what my name would be.
Mine would be the Bear Jew, spelled Bare.
Damn. He's got it already thought out.
Or
I like that one.
Oh, I
I'd
need a
jack
hammer.
off to it.
the
I'd be
Bear
the hammer.
Jew, but BEHR. And it's you
Oh.
and
OnlyFans.
Jake. Did I talk about Goodfellas yet?
No.
No.
Sure.
Yes, you did.
I believe so.
Not as good as Godfather, you said?
Oh, I had something I wanted to talk about. Well, we can go after you talk about Goodfellas again.
He knows. He's already talked about it.
I already talked about it. Well, not this episode, but yeah, it's just not as good as The Godfather. It was still pretty good, though. That's it.
Okay. You guys gonna get the new Final Fantasy VII remake?
No! Oh my god, no! And there's one big reason why.
Why?
I don't have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
a second reason why.
Get
I
it on
don't
your phone.
spoil it. But apparently, it's a completely different story.
That's like not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that like all the major fans are still like follow it and like it, but they did add other stuff to like phase it out because they're making it episodic, which is just so like makes my blood boil on such a ridiculous level.
All they had to do, all they had
Blood red mad. Blood red
was
mad.
take the original one and give it graphics like 15 and then just make it.
Yeah.
And from what I've read is that they made it so it's spoiler. It's a separate timeline.
No.
That's what I was reading. It's a separate
Wait. So it's not a remaster.
And
It's
there's-
a remake.
It's a
It's a
remake. It's
remake.
definitely a remake.
So
but
they're
it's
just
a separate timeline. The shit happens, and when something starts to deviate from the original timeline, these fucking demons show up and they keep the timeline from changing.
Oh, so it's like Dragon
But
Ball
then-
Xenoverse.
Yeah, actually, it's actually pretty much Xenoverse. Yeah,
I've never played Final Fantasy.
They like
get him out
the
of
best
here.
way
Okay,
I
but
heard-
Xenoverse was good. So
The best way
But
I heard it described was like, it is the main story, but since they're milking it because just the modern video game industry, like that's the
Yeah.
topic you guys have been over plenty of times. They just put tons of filler content into it. So those like demons and stuff are like separating the main story from these obnoxious side quests. Well, they said they're not bad, but side quests you have to do to make it so they can say it's a 30-hour gaming experience, when in reality it's the first 18% of the actual original game.
It's like
So
the
you're
first
saying
half of the first disc is the whole
yeah,
game.
it's the first half of the first disc. Yeah.
oh okay. I thought you were saying like it's the game, but with like that added element into it to deviate you from the plot.
Yeah.
So,
They're just
from what
milking it. That's all.
What I was seeing like on Reddit and 4chan and YouTube and stuff is that there's parts of the game where the antagonists are aware, or not, they're not aware. The antagonists are like, so the game starts off and it starts the balls rolling and stuff. And there's certain parts where it starts to get weird, where it's like, oh, a plot point from disc 3 pops up in mission 3. You know what I mean? And then the demons come in and keep that from happening. But what happens is you end up with, at the very end, it's like a Kingdom Hearts sort of thing where like
makes no fucking sense.
Dude, and I've been reading so much about it, and I still can't explain it. That's what's so upsetting about it. It's like
you gotta see it to believe it. That's the key.
The final few hours, I guess, are like plot twist, and then the demons come and redo it, and then plot twist, and then the demons come and redo it, and then all of a sudden that game ends the way it's supposed to end, and then I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to.
It just like
But
I can't believe you don't even leave Midgar. Like it blows my mind. Like I want to go to Cosmo Canyon. I want to see Bugenhagen.
I mean, for me, like it took me like 12 years to leave Midgar because I was just a kid when I played the game, and then I started playing it again on my phone and shit.
That's it's such a.
It takes a while to get out of there, though. Like even in the regular game, it takes a while.
It's probably
mostly because you can't skip like certain things, like certain cutscenes and shit.
You guys
or it
have
just takes a long time.
Because again, I've never played Final Fantasy.
It's just, I mean, they're great games. It's just a matter of like you gotta have the time for them.
You've never played any of them?
Never. I've never had any of them.
You can get 7 on your phone. It's like $8.
It's like 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear like it's awesome. Like they're awesome games, but I've never like I don't know.
You have to enjoy, unless you play the newer ones, you have to enjoy like turn-based combat.
I like those kinds of games, but it's like I'm just worried that like if I choose, like end up picking up a game, was like there a better one to start with?
Start with 7.
7.
All their own story. Yeah.
7 or 10 or because they're like Matt said, they're all self-contained.
Okay.
That's the thing is like I would much rather play that game nowadays on my phone than I would sitting down and putting all my time, like all my focus into it. Like I like being able to just pull it up and go, oh, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of this for like 15 minutes and then be done with it. Whereas like if I'm sitting down with it on a fucking console or something, I don't think I'd get that invested.
Spending hours.
Yeah. For me, like the original ones, like specifically like 6 through 10 are perfect to play while you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Like I'll because I have it on PC.
Yeah, it's like white noise. It's like a background.
Texture mods, and I'll play it, and then I'll be like listening to a podcast or watching a TV series or something. But those were games like that, because I've talked about it like when we had Joe and or Brian on, and maybe when we had Matt on too. I was talking about how whenever those games were on sale, my parents would buy them for me because my dad used to play them and knew they were super long. We couldn't afford games. So he'd rather get like Final Fantasy 7 or 8, knowing that it would take me like 6 months to beat it.
I mean, yeah, for reference, Final Fantasy 7 had 3 discs, right? And then 8 had 4.
Yeah.
I think so.
And that was on PlayStation
9
1.
had 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's they're big games.
The first time I beat 7, it was a little under 200 hours. Like
yeah.
And then to see that they made this game they made people wait 20 years for, and the game is half of the first disc. It's just
dude,
well, the rest of it's DLC.
That's how I feel about Resident Evil 3.
It's so frustrating.
I've been waiting after Resident Evil 2's remake. I was so excited for 3 because 3 is my favorite Resident Evil game ever.
3 way fucking better than 2. I fucking cannot stand 2.
Are you talking about the original ones?
No, the remakes. I like the 3rd remake way better than the fucking 2nd remake.
Did you already play 3?
Yeah, I've beaten it like 4 times.
Oh wait, yeah, we were talking about that.
I've only played 4 and 5. I don't think I've even played 6.
I played them.
6 is garbage.
5 is okay.
5 is good. I like 5 because it's they followed 4, but different characters essentially in a different area. They kind of, and then
7 was just weird. Like it was a totally different thing.
It was good for like the style, like what they were going for. It was good, but it didn't, like the story didn't tie in well at all with what they had already had. As like
I do want to try 7 to be honest with you, but
7 was great. I thought it was the scariest one so far.
Definitely, it's not your.
You're not killing zombies and solving.
It's not your regular game. It's run most of the game, try to get through stuff, and get away from people that you can't fucking beat.
Why don't they make They should make a coronavirus version. You gotta kill everybody before they get 6 feet.
A 6 feet kill zone.
but so do you remember when Resident Evil came out with they tried the online game? Was
Outbreak?
Yeah, the Umbrella Corporation or whatever.
Oh, you mean Umbrella Corp? Have you been playing? Are you playing Resistance?
No, because I heard it's like that. I haven't had anyone to play with.
Dude, it's so good. I am obsessed with it.
It's a lot better than.
I play as the survivor. I play as the mastermind. So you like spawn the zombies and creatures into the game, and other people have to beat the level while you spawn all the enemies.
You did that in Cry Fear anyway, so.
I did do that.
Survivor's gotta get the fuck out.
It's funny. I didn't realize you were doing that while we were playing. Like, I just thought enemies were showing up, and then when I watched the playthrough, I realized you were using the console command to stack them on each other's shoulders.
That's the best part, was me spawning enemies in. So, Matt, you haven't played Resident Evil? You ever played Silent Hill?
No.
I've never played Silent Hill either.
I know what they are. I'm well aware. When those games were in Prime, I didn't really have a game system yet either.
I played Doom.
You ever played Castle Crashers?
Oh, fuck yeah.
No. I don't know. So like I don't like the new Doom games. Don't like them.
Really?
Not into no, man, because it's fucking Quake Arena. Why not just fucking remake Quake 3 Arena? Or Unreal Tournament.
I felt like it was just like, I feel like it's cool. Like, I like the atmosphere of the games and the fast pace of them, but I felt like it was just shoot guys until they're shiny, and then you melee them, and then that's the end of the game.
Exactly. Just make it fucking Quake 3 Arena and make it a multiplayer game. Make it Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament was fucking fuego.
What was the one that was for PlayStation 3? It was called like Enemy Territory, Quake Territory.
Yeah, Quake Enemy Territory.
Quake, Enemy Territory.
I'm just gonna let Jer take over because he knows.
Enemy Territory Quake Wars. That's what it was called. Yeah, this game. Where's my Skype at?
Who got kids?
No one. None of these guys have kids. Only me. No, go in the living room.
Do you remember this game?
Yeah.
No, because it's probably awful. Quake Wars.
So
It
bad.
looks.
I remember pre-ordering this. It was this one, and
Probably.
I'm telling you. When Quake 3 Arena, I was like 6, 7, and my stepdad would play like Quake 3 Arena and shit with his friends, and I was always like, fuck, like this game's sick. Blow people up, fucking jump around, just fucking shoot monsters, aliens.
Also dog shit.
Frontline Fuels of War.
Remember that shit?
I feel like I've seen that.
But like I liked like Unreal Tournament. What was it? 2003, great game, or 2006. It was one or the other.
There was I used to, every time I went into Blockbuster, I would go to the used games, or like I think they're used games, I guess is what they call it. There was like a rack of like games that were way cheaper, and I would always see Army of Two every single time I went in there.
Oh my god.
And I always wanted to get Army of Two, and then I finally got it, and it was a wicked good fucking game. And then all of a sudden it blew up because like they put out like the 40th day or whatever, and people started liking that.
The 40th day was wild because it had like every mission there were like 1 or 2 things that you could deviate.
Yeah.
So like I remember
don't think I played Devil's Cartel though. Isn't that the one that came out after it?
That's the last one I never
I think
played.
they were all on 360.
Yeah.
Or that generation or whatever.
But the 40th day was cool because there was a part where you see a little kid hiding in like a closet, and you can either escort him out of the mission or you can give him a fucking pistol. And if you give him a pistol, he shows up and he kills like the boss at the end of the game, and you see him like shoot the guy, and then all of a sudden the rest of the soldiers come around the corner and see him and just light the kid up.
I like an ending that keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, I like when kids die at the end of games.
This game was sick. Wes and I had played this game all the time.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Cold Fear, dude.
Never
Cry
heard
of Fear.
never heard of that.
Definitely heard of it.
It was like it came out right when Resident Evil 4 did, so nobody played it. But it had the same control system as Resident Evil 4, where it was like over the shoulder, and it took place on like an abandoned like Navy cruise ship or something. I don't know, like a Navy ship.
It was like a budget Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, but the thing is that if Resident Evil 4 came out like 6 months later, this game would have literally been so huge. Because
wait, I think I remember seeing that game somewhere.
Why don't they remaster it, dude?
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
that
If it's so good, if it was so good, why didn't it get remastered?
Yeah.
I don't know. This
Well,
game was one of my favorites, though. This game was sick. Does Jeremy remember this game for PS2?
Jeremy, we never even had PlayStation.
Yeah, we stuck to the Nintendos. We love Death
Same.
Game.
You know what was Red Faction Guerrilla I played like back in the day, and it had like destructible environments, and that was the first time I had seen like really good ones besides Black. Had you ever
Vinny,
played
yeah,
that?
Vinny. I remember Vinny used to bring that over and we'd play that.
Yeah, it's sick.
Want to bring up Fable?
I remember this.
That
Black.
game was sick. Black is on it's on EA Access. If you guys have EA Access, you could play Black
Yeah,
Remastered.
it's back compatible.
Yeah. It looks
It's
I
really
like-
cool.
My favorite like multiplayer shoot 'em up game was probably Time Splitters.
Oh my god!
So good. Yeah, of course.
You just unlocked a childhood. It's a childhood memory.
Time
Dude,
Splitters,
I,
solid. It was a solid game.
Oh, you didn't like
I've been working on emulating Time Splitters. I actually, spoiler alert, I've been recording a playthrough, but I'm not releasing it until I have the whole game finished. I'm gonna do mission by mission.
Nice.
For me, it was 007 Nightfire. I played a lot of that game on the
That
PlayStation
was
2
sweet.
because
I
you could
remember-
play against bots, and so like I would just play for hours on that and just get the guided rocket launcher and get 70 kills a game.
That's the
Dude, I remember when Krusty Ass brought the Dreamcast over and all those pirated games, and we
Yeah.
would exclusively
all of them.
play Dynamite Cop and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Dynamite Cop.
Dude, the Dreamcast was beautiful. I mean, the way that like, first of all, it was way advanced graphically at the time. Like
Yeah.
it was an awesome console. They just didn't have licenses for games.
Well, also,
But,
the
like, you
controller
could get-
sucked.
Yeah. Well, I really thought that the like memory card thing was pretty cool with the fucking little screen on it and shit that you slide into the controller.
Yeah,
But what?
That was kind of sick. It was like it wasn't a memory card. It was a memory card. You could store your game data on it, and it would slide in and it would have like little displays like different for each game or some shit.
yeah. I remember for Gauntlet, was it Gauntlet Dark Legacy? Gauntlet Dark Legacy wasn't on there. One of the Gauntlet games.
Legends.
It's just they didn't have a lot of games, but you could emulate games or you could find ways to get games that you had no reason to have.
Yeah, no, Matt was right. It was Gauntlet Legends would it would keep track of like your health and points and stuff on the controller while you played, which was the fucking craziest shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I never even saw a Dreamcast until I was like 15, but that still blew my mind. Did you
Yeah,
see
it's-
that they just
It just
announced
had a
the
lot of
new-
problems though.
They just announced the new PlayStation 5 controller today.
Yeah, I
I don't know
saw
what it looked
that.
like the last 4.
No, unfortunately, which is actually really turning me off.
I think personally, I don't like the DualShock 4 like that much. To be honest with you.
No, I thought it was fine with the DualShock 2. But this is
okay. That's not bad.
But it's the whole controller has haptic feedback, which just makes me wonder: is the battery life going to be worse than the 4?
Of course it is.
Oh,
What?
definitely.
But yeah, they were saying that they're for like racing games, they're going to actually have feedback while you play racing games to simulate like resistance while accelerating or turning or whatever. That's not.
Well, how come they don't put? Well, I mean, I guess they could put like a gyroscope in it and let you steer it.
The DualSense 5, or just the DualSense, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm just not.
I personally am. I just like offset joysticks a little better.
Yeah, that's exactly my thing. That's why I've been sticking with Xbox for the past forever. And even growing up, I always had PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then I got the Xbox One, and I was talking about it with last episode. I have the Elite controller, but not with the extra fidgety stuff. It's just a metal controller. It's seriously the most perfect thing. Even my wired controller, wherever that is.
Well, I know even a lot of PC gamers, they'll just buy the Elite controller because, I mean, obviously it works with Windows, but it's a super nice controller overall in general.
And you can customize every button. And on
you
PC,
can map everything.
The back buttons can be customizable. So instead of binding the back buttons to A, B, X, Y, they're their own thing.
Yeah, I use the Razer's Wolverine or whatever. It does the same thing. It has its own app and everything. So anytime you can, that's the thing is like, as long as you have flexibility, as long as you can remap all your buttons. So that's really all you need.
Yeah, I just want another N64 controller. Honestly.
Yeah, dude, I loved it because with Pokemon Stadium, you could hold it like 3 different ways. Oh, he's gone. You could hold it like 3 different ways. You could have it like this way or like this or like this. I don't know. It was weird because it has the 3 different handles on it.
Yeah, I think when I do that, I'll probably just use a PlayStation controller because I already have it.
Sound good.
I think I'm definitely looking and you have to invite him back.
What happened?
I fucking picked you as soon as you said that.
What? N64?
Yeah.
They were great controllers, bud. What do you not like about it?
Oh my god, no. The 3-prong controller, never being able to use the D-pad, the stick, and their C button at the same time.
Yeah, but you could stick each one in your ass.
Your 2 wives and you.
They were, I don't know, they were like, they're not great ergonomically. They're just fun controllers because
they were just wild.
You
had to be a pro at playing games to use them. Like Super Smash Bros. People that could play that, like that do N64, still do like N64 Super Smash tournaments and use those controllers. That's like fucking art.
Yeah.
Dude, the responsiveness on those is such trash.
Yes. And the location for the only trigger on the controller was stupid as fuck. Like there will not be a single controller better than the DualShock in my opinion. As far as like not as far as comfort. I guess the Xbox One controller is pretty great because it was just a better version of the 360. But the DualShock, as far as just responsiveness,
GameCube.
Yeah.
That's where Xbox like got sort of took it, made it like I don't know, the Xbox, a regular Xbox, original Xbox felt so wide. It was like so big.
The fucking C-stick was weird though.
Yeah, the original one was weird.
Yeah, smaller buttons, but you could get ones that had bigger.
It had like the Y button and the X button. Like I don't know, the face buttons were weird on the GameCube. The only reason I ever used the GameCube was
the Duke controller is what it was called.
Yeah, that was the original Xbox.
That was the worst controller ever, bro.
It was so big. You can buy
give
those.
us a visual representation.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Those were
No,
garbage.
that's what bugged me was the white and
The
black,
black and
buttons.
white.
to
Yeah.
switch your grenades in Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, dude. It was so. That was all I know it was used for. Then I got this one with what? Like, what is that?
I had that too. Yeah.
This was
Garbage.
I definitely didn't have one.
You used to play Conquer on that shit.
You used to play Contra.
Conquer Bedford Day.
Mm-mm.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? Come to think of it, my brother had Morrowind on Xbox.
Yeah.
This is what I had, dude. These controllers were like $90 a piece.
What?
They were the first wireless controllers for PS.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But
Look at
look
that.
at this.
$17,
We
bro.
had one for a computer.
the triggers were part of the handle. So like where your
Oh, I see. You can't even see them because it's fucking translucent. But
yeah,
they're right
no,
there.
I'm
At
trying
the,
to
controller.
I'm trying to turn off the sharing thing. So like
they're like where your middle finger would be.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like so like where's my fucking I can't even see myself. Okay, so you see like where my fingers are here. The triggers were here, so you would naturally rest your fingers on the triggers, and then the bumpers were like giant buttons. It was
Yeah.
so weird. But I remember even being a kid, the sticks were smaller than my fingers. Like as a child, like the sticks were way too small.
I mean, I don't usually use controllers on PC, but I use the original Xbox One controller. But I also have this fucking thing that no one ever uses anymore. The fucking Steam controller. Yeah.
Dude, I lost my adapter for mine.
It's weird as hell though. It's got like
I
a
love-
touchpad and shit.
using it. I love using it for like XCOM or like Baldur's Gate or whatever.
There are games you can use it for. It's just awkward. Like you got to
My
get used to it.
Stepdad got the gaming pad for PC, where like you can lay out the buttons how you want them and shit. And
Oh,
then
the adaptive
that up.
controller.
when like
that
those
thing's
first
crazy.
came out. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
what
That
this
you
is.
can buy a bunch of add-ons for it and shit. It's really
Snake.
crazy with that thing.
Yeah, we got
You can get an adaptive controller for Breath of the Wild.
Dad.
I do this one off the top. It's a wicked wholesome thing.
Dads are dope.
Oh, that's sick.
So I don't know. She has something wrong with her, as you can tell. But
There's so many ways you could have said that without saying that.
She looks fine, dude. What are you talking about?
That's
She
awesome
just
though.
looks like she's having a good time.
and like so, he's got like the
It looks like a DDR fucking pad or some shit.
Well, the thing is that it's like connected. He's got like the guts of a switch underneath or something, or it's an adapter or something.
Daddy, you want some French fries?
Who was that?
Right.
Where's Bass?
Right there.
No, who was that just yelling? Was that your mom?
Yeah,
Oh shit, French fries, bro.
French
But
fries.
that part right here, that part is sweet. So you can plug that in however you want,
Oh, you guys should see the DX.
Oh yeah, I see.
Alien.
you know, and like so each little pad is like a different button. But that's like, I mean, I did say that, you know, that was rude what I said, but I don't care. But like it's so cool that like it's not even cool. The thing that bugs me is why did it take that long for a company to do something like that?
Everyone
I know,
thinks
yeah.
Like a dad.
I
You know
love
what I
though
mean?
that it's
Like,
it's
it's
really
that-
cool that people that are like literally can't like have like palsy or something, they figure out a way to allow them to play these games in full. And
Yeah.
they can adapt it in different ways.
There's
And that's wicked
there's
crazy.
a
You
guy.
use your neck. I saw one that was rigged up for a kid that was like couldn't really move his head very well, and he could move his head in different ways, and he could push the buttons behind his head. It was so insane, like the way that it was set
Yeah.
up.
Can you imagine though, like if
But you would get used to it because That's the only way you can do it.
Well, it sort of reminds me of people that would use Guitar Hero controllers to play like first-person shooters.
Don't do that though.
Dark Souls no hit run Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Don't do that though.
Guys.
That's almost a show-offy thing though. At a certain point, you're just showing
There's
off.
nothing better than this shit, dude.
Guys.
We all had this controller, right? Because we were all poor white kids, white families. The Beast Boy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, that was the second. That was the
buttons?
second and third player's controller.
Always.
I had
always.
the GameCube one. I didn't have a PS2.
Yeah,
Yo, what's
same.
up?
I had GameCube ones.
I have this one. It's a collector's item. I gotta see if I can find it. It was
Boys, I'm bored.
No.
Yeah.
No.
oh my god, I can't. The fuck was it called?
Yeah, the second and third player always had the Mad Cats, dude. That's just how it worked.
Aereo Shock, baby. Look at that bitch.
This thing. I had
Oh
this.
shit, I remember that.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was such a cool controller, dude. One of my neighbors bought that for me for my birthday. And that controller was actually perfect because it was wicked small. So like
It looks like a
was
Cannibal
like-
Corpse fucking
it
controller.
was like 80, it was like
pretty metal.
2/3 of the size of like a normal controller. I think Wes has that now. I gave that to Wes and Ashley.
Yeah, I remember
Or
seeing
actually,
that.
whoever robbed their house has that controller now. Is what I should have said.
Yeah, good for them though.
You got a collector's item, bud.
I know,
Don't
right?
waste this opportunity.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is like you don't think about that stuff when you're a kid. Like, what kind of stuff is gonna just be unavailable in 20 years?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more your parents when your parents are on your shit about like making sure you preserve things
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And you don't listen because
Dude,
you're. A
I
fucking
was
kid.
the worst at that. If we had my mom or dad on talking about how bad I was at taking care of my games,
Yeah.
they could fill 2 hours. Because
Well, I was always good at it, but I know there was a bunch of people that would leave discs upside down, like on their
Monster, dude.
desk.
oh,
it's like, dude,
I,
what are you
uh,
doing?
Criminals.
I would put all of my games in one case.
Yeah. Well, I would put them in like a binder thing, one of those
Yep.
zip-up binders.
No, I had one of those the flip the CD the things the CD
Yeah.
case that were tiny.
Oh, and they
remember-
yeah.
I remember I had the big binder, and we took most of the games out, but at the very end of the binder there was like a sleeve that you could just slide it in like a folder, and that's where all my good games were. And I remember we had a yard sale when I was like 7, and I remember coming back inside and I was like, "Where's Final Fantasy VIII?" Gone, because it was in the binder.
Yeah, I had the big binder of
Somebody
fucking games.
bought, like a used CD binder for like $5 and just walked away with all my Final Fantasy games.
Yeah,
You had
I had
the
like a
PlayStation
big
Final
one.
Fantasy
Dude.
8 right now. That's like a $50 game if you
It's,
sold.
yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I bought
Well, I had the one that was 4 games here and 4 games on the other page, and it was just mostly full of games, and then it got stolen one day. So all of my
yeah.
PlayStation 1 games were just gone.
that was Brandon Barrow, right?
Oh, I didn't know him back then, but it could have been him anyway. Could have snuck on in there.
I remember the worst thing was
Shouts
I
out
talked
to
about this
Brandon
before. I never had memory cards. Like I had a PlayStation 1 as a kid, but we didn't have a memory card. So whenever I played a game, I had to like replay it every time. And that's how I got so good at like the Resident Evil games, because I would have to restart from the beginning every time. If I died, beginning of the game. Like it was,
Dude, I thought it was the coolest shit when as soon as I got a memory card, I was like, "Oh, what? I can save my game and bring it to my friend's house and
that
start from here.
was no, you know what was wild?
But I can
Was
play
when they came out-
SmackDown and fucking bring my roster over to someone's house. This is insane."
I love the screen sharing thing, dude.
I mean, yeah, you have like 17 tabs open. Your computer's RAM is like, "What are you doing? Stop!"
Gauntlet Dreamcast.
This fucking thing. Oh, that's what I had. No, I had the 32 megabyte. Dude, this, when we were kids,
Oh shit, yeah.
that was like literally like $90 when we were kids, because regular memory cards were like 20 something. But that thing, like,
All right, we'll sit.
Well, I bought like a 2-pack of memory cards, and there was like a red one and a blue one. They were both transparent.
I remember having for N64 the memory cartridges that you could put into the into the system, like into the N64 itself. And I remember having Perfect Dark, and you could do the missions on Perfect Dark, and like had a story mode and everything. And then we ended up changing like the memory stick out, or something happened to where you could not play the story mode to Perfect Dark anymore.
It's corrupted.
That's not. Yeah, that's not what you want.
So like
But
it
it's stuck
only
on the
played
system.
multiplayer, and you could only choose like 2 characters.
Mm.
What are you trying to figure out right now?
I was
Your
trying to figure out
fractions
how many-
backwards, bud.
Did I have it backwards?
Yes.
Hang on. I've been drinking.
I've been
Yeah,
drinking.
2 natty
I've been
daddies.
drinking. Wait, so I was trying to figure out how many game files I could fit onto that giant memory card.
Okay,
I
there's, like,
remember
20.
having
There
to
was,
delete shit.
yeah, if you went onto it, you saw the little icons like in the rows. I think it was like 24 or something like that.
See, but well, see if I can do this. Oh, so I bought this,
Nice.
and it had 2 of them. And so what I did was save all my main games on the red one, and then the second one would be like games that I can dispense of, basically. I was like, oh well, I can get rid of these. I don't
Well,
fucking.
Wes,
Or I would
Wes
just let
had
someone else use it or whatever.
the
There was yes.
That's the one that
Oh, yeah.
Wes had. All of Wes's memory cards were like this, but they got a label maker and they put labels on for each series. Imagine being that rich. Like, dude, I
Dude, how could you
remember, like,
afford all those 8 megabyte memory?
maybe I was exaggerating with the labels, but I seriously remember like he had a memory card just for like Kingdom Hearts. He had
I
a memory
liked it just because it had the thumb thing, the thumb grip, dude. That
Super
was
Yeah,
the coolest
thumb
thing.
grip.
I
There
actually,
was-
my friend left one at my house, and then I just kept it and didn't tell him he left it at my house because it was cool. I had a thumb grip.
I
was like, I'm just gonna keep this.
with a little digital display, and it had 8 separate ones. Like it was 8 memory cards in one.
That's overpowered, though.
Wait, what?
Wicked unnecessary. I had this Mad Catz one. This was late, like very end PlayStation 1 time.
Mad Catz makes the best
I
shit.
was the system behind growing up. And it had like a digital display on it, and you selected which memory card you wanted to use, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's way too, yeah, that's way too technologically advanced.
Super unnecessary too.
I remember getting I didn't get a multi-tap for a PlayStation until I was like in college because we would play like older games.
I forgot about that. You plug it into one of the,
Easy.
yeah, you plug it into one of the inputs, and then it's like it's got another 3 inputs or 4 inputs or something like that.
I think it was 4.
Mhm.
So there's 7
literally a brick,
inputs
yeah.
total. That doesn't make any sense.
You could do 8 controllers because I remember doing in college we would do FIFA, like FIFA 08 or something or 06, and you could do 4v4 on PS2.
What?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
You used to be able to do PS3 used to be able to do 7 with one console because their controllers were weird where like so on this part here it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you would play a 1, it highlighted 1, 2 highlighted 2, 3 highlighted 3, 4 highlighted 4. But then if you were like player 5, it would highlight like 1 and 4 or 1 and 3. So you could, I think it might have been more than 8. Whatever 3 plus 4 is 7. So 7, yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds about right.
It's pretty basic.
But yeah,
math, but-
because I remember when I got a PS3, I had Madden, and the PS3 was cool because it had the what the fuck was it? It was literally between like component and HDMI. It was called like S Video.
Yes, S Video for sure.
And S Video was 720p or something. It was like really good resolution. And I remember bringing that over to Uncle Wes's house as a kid. Yeah, these fucking cables.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and the pins would always get ruined 100%
Yeah, dude,
of the time.
My S Video port did not last at all. But I remember bringing over, I had Madden 07, and Madden 07, if you were watching it and you didn't know that it was a game, just watching it, it looked real. Like, and now it almost seems like that doesn't happen anymore. Like games, there's always a way to tell. Like there's some weird art style or something to do. Like
well, it's the polygons. I mean, you can just tell that it's not as sharp as a fucking like.
But it seems like games aren't trying for graphics. Like,
well, they're not photorealistic yet. I mean, it's just.
Yeah,
Right.
once I started wearing glasses, I could really tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a thing that you can tell for sure. I mean, but like if you squint, you know what I mean? If you I was watching the other day, like, because when you start up MLB The Show, after you wait on the title screen for like a couple minutes or whatever, it starts a demo game between the computer, and it's just a game. Like it'll just play through the whole game, and it's just the computers playing. And I was watching it for like 3 innings because I miss baseball, and fucking it. I mean, it looks pretty damn good. Like like the presentation is right, and it does look really good. Like it's just that if you squint, or maybe if you couldn't see very well, you'd think it was real. Like you would think you're watching.
What when you were younger, what game that you waited forever to get disappointed you the most when you finally got it?
Oh. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was really behind on games when I was younger.
It had to have been a wrestling game because I just felt like WCW World Tour was like the best game, and it was the only one I played. So like, I feel like if I got a different wrestling game, it just wasn't. Maybe it was like Def Jam Vendetta or some shit.
Oh yeah,
because that was just rappers wrestling. They're like,
I remember my brother rented that from Blockbuster.
Yeah, they're like, let's put Ludacris and fucking DMX and Redman in this game for no reason at all.
Back before video game reviews were easy to find and people bought dog shit.
It was Fight for New York wasn't bad.
Fight for New York was different, yeah.
You get to make really hood characters with tons of gold and shit.
Yeah.
Super baggy ass clothes.
But literally Vendetta was the same gameplay as WCW World Tour and Revenge. They were all the same game, just with different skins.
But
I don't know. I don't
in
buy that.
Def Jam Vendetta, you couldn't fight Fat Joe. So
you know what my answer is?
What?
Crackdown.
Oh, true.
Because when you played the demo for Crackdown, you automatically were like max level.
Yeah.
And then when you got the game, you started out at like nothing. And you had to like unlock everything. But
I would say I would go Time Splitters Future Perfect, the last Time Splitters they came out with.
Dude, yeah.
That wasn't great.
Because I thought, I was like, yo, 2 is sick, like the story to 2. Pee-wee blazing.
Is that Seth's stream?
Versus
Yeah.
Fight. Yo,
What is this? What is this movie?
he was just stuck to his back sweat.
That's classic Pee Wee right there, though.
Yo, Drake. Just solid. Just a good game.
How 2000s is it for people to think that's cool?
I don't
Oh
know.
my god, dude! Look at all the flips, bro.
It's just so wild. It was just like a game. Like obviously, like Seth had
Yo,
said,
Method Man.
it
though.
was literally WCW, but with rappers and like over the
Dude.
top.
And if you play it, I mean, it's the same animations and everything. Like it's crazy.
Both good games. It's a classic. It was bad, but like
It's
funny at
still
the
in our
same
hearts.
time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you liked the WCW games at the time, and you're just gonna play, it's the same game but with rappers.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it.
Yeah, because then you could beat up, like I said, you could beat up Snoop Dogg or
I just didn't know rappers at the time. Like I was
Yeah.
like fucking a kid, so I was like listening to fucking Linkin Park and shit.
Dude, I wasn't allowed to listen to rap music. I remember my older sister gave me a burned copy of Eminem Relapse when it came out.
Oh shit.
And my parents ripped her a new one, dude. Because I was like,
Relapse was somewhat new, wasn't it? That was like early 2000s.
08,
It's like, yeah.
09.
I want to say
So I
09,
was-
yeah.
I was 12 when she got it for me for my 13th birthday, I think is what it was, because it came out like right before my birthday.
It wasn't that good. It was one of the better ones of his like not good albums. You know what I mean?
It was better than like Recovery.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Actually, no. Recovery was sick. But you know, if you really like Eminem, you got to listen to Bad Meets Evil, dude.
I don't know about
What's
I don't
that?
listen. I couldn't tell you albums of Eminem.
or hip hoppers.
Hip hoppers. I don't know. I only know certain hip hoppers.
True.
While we're on the topic, wearing shirt, Death Metal Pope, my friend's band. Check them out.
Shouts out to DMP, dude.
Sucker.
DMP, some pretty sweet metal.
What kind of metal is it?
It's heavy metal.
Metal?
Yeah, good. It's good heavy metal.
What's what is a similar band?
Typo negative.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like
Type
that.
typo negative or type O negative?
Type O.
Typo, comma negative.
So
Yeah.
I was like typo, like, oh no, a typo.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so.
Typo negative.
I don't think that's it.
Yo, who the fuck is Christopher Clark?
I don't know. Shout out to Chris Clark, dude.
All he has is picture of fish and NASCAR, and he just keeps sending me a friend request like, once
Okay.
every day.
Separate sides of the spectrum. Wow.
I like this guy. He's in the fish in NASCAR.
really keeps
And
you
he,
on.
every couple days, it just tells me you got a friend request, and I'm like, all right, like
Just accept it. Yeah, just accept it and get rid of it. Put him on C first, just so you can see all his fish and cars, NASCAR cars.
and then comment on him like, nice fish, nice NASCAR, bud,
Nice NASCAR.
sick NASCAR, and then unfriend him.
That's a sick NASCAR.
He just collects NASCARs.
Yeah, this is a picture I got off Google.
So apparently down here, NASCAR Hall of Fame's in Charlotte. I couldn't care less about it, but Memorial Day weekend, they have like one of the biggest NASCAR.
I would go to that. I would go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so would I. That's why I kicked him out.
Jesus Christ.
Just
The
kidding.
only I know the only two times we've lost someone, you kicked them out.
Wait, why do I have the power to do that?
I don't know.
I left because I wanted to, not because you kicked me.
Corona's got him.
We
Yeah.
should have to vote to kick.
You're voting people off the island.
All right, we gotta kick Jake. He's been drinking too many natty daddies.
Yeah.
Not even one natty ice. So
Vote. Take a vote.
Wait, no, because Matt said he couldn't care less about the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but you know what's there?
The NASCAR Hall of Fame?
Natty Daddies.
The Carolina Panthers right across the street.
The Carolina.
No.
Wait, really? Are they right across the street?
No, they're not. They're across the city, and it's like a 15-minute walk.
Let's go to a Panthers game, dude.
Yeah,
I
aren't the
went to a
Panthers in
preseason Bills Panthers game. That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
you went to the Bills Panthers game?
It was preseason.
It doesn't even matter though. Like NFL, there's a like the NFL vibe is so like intense. There's something to it because NFL fans are fucking pretty rabid for their teams.
Are pretty wild.
Well, the thing is we've pretty much mostly gone to Bills games, and Bills fans are fucking crazy.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what team is also probably just as crazy? Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'd like to go to
There's a
the,
difference between crazy and mental.
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
That's what I mean.
The
Like
only
a New
people the
York
Bills heard of
Giants game.
themselves.
Yeah.
Like you don't know at a Phillies game if someone's gonna eat horse shit or if they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh, and then like a Jets or Giants game would be really intense too, just because their fans are fucking out of their minds.
Well, Jets fans more so than Giants fans.
Yeah, for sure.
Giants fans are the more bougie crowd.
Yeah, they're high
Especially the
class.
Real fucking degenerates.
Yeah, they are, dude.
They really are though.
Dude, name a single Jets fan that you know that isn't a piece of shit.
I don't know. I don't know any Jets fans that are
Hey,
still
you guys.
alive.
Hey, you guys. I think you guys had him on the podcast.
Oh, what's his face? Yeah, Esden.
Asden. Yeah, he's a good
Oh.
kid. I like him. He's
In
good.
high school, we called him Paul the Jet Esden.
Paul the
He
Jet.
loves the Jets.
Okay.
Only solid person that I know. I actually know a couple. A few
We're-
Jets fans. Probably the most solid.
We're disrespecting Jesse so hard right now.
Oh yeah, Jesse's
Yeah.
still alive, isn't he?
He's a piece of shit for liking the Jets.
There's a couple people I like. Most of the I only know a couple Jets fans, and one of them's dead. So
Oh.
I was actually gonna pull Jesse into this. He has to be on this.
Let's get him on.
I'll message him and see if he's available. Maybe we'll pull him in.
He probably has a fever, or he's probably golfing.
He's at the Sting.
Yeah.
It's closed.
He messaged me. He was like, "Yo, I know I'm bad at podcasting with you guys, but can I
No, he's
pop?"
not bad at podcasting. He's bad at showing up. That dude has more excuses than the word excuse has definitions.
Huh.
So I don't know
Let's
how many.
dissect that for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's sit on that.
Yeah, let's let that one marinate.
There's
Dude,
not a single other thing to be doing right now.
I've been growing my hair out. This is the longest my hair has been since high school, Matt.
Damn, daddy.
Yeah, because I
that's
started
good.
shaving my head when I
Nice
was
and wavy.
16.
Just get a do-rag. Get waves.
Yo, no, so
Nah, do that. Get a do-rag. Go to Walmart. Tell them it's fucking mask for your head.
Right.
did I tell you guys? Well, we talked about it before the show started. We have a mask, a permanent mask policy in the hospital now.
So does it have to be N95 masks, or can they be like Mike Myers masks, or like
The
I
horse.
was told that when I work in the kitchen, we're using cloth masks because we don't. When I'm in the kitchen, I don't have patient to patient or patient to person contact. So I'm just making the food and sending it. So I don't need a N95 or a paper mask or whatever. But you have to wear at least a cloth mask if you're not going to be with patients. But it's going to be so weird because
That's gonna impede on you kissing your workers.
yeah,
we
that
won't
is true.
talk about that, Dom.
And your-
Like that's really gonna be difficult because you're not gonna be able to make that lip-to-lip contact.
Well, the
How are
thing
you
is,
gonna? How are you gonna kiss him from 6 feet away?
Yeah.
I drink so much coffee that I'm probably gonna pass out from my own breath because I exclusively drink black French roast coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
My breath is fucked, dude, forever.
Just I'm just really worried about how you're gonna get kisses at work.
Yeah.
Like
that
that's
is
my main
concerning.
concern.
That is concerning.
Something's gotta. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. I'm gonna try to make an excuse for you to not have to wear one, so you can kiss people still.
Yeah, someone's got to kiss him at work.
They go kiss on
I
that.
wish I could sign a waiver. I don't want to wear a mask, man. I hate PPE, dude.
Yeah,
fucking
just you just want to
especially-
raw dog the world, bud.
You don't. Okay.
Well, the
So
problem.
you tell me, like, if you worked for Grid, you wouldn't wear like like you wouldn't
Nah.
wear gloves that fucking protect you from fucking.
No.
Electricity.
You're looking at PPE from like an industrial standpoint. Like I hate. Like
It's,
so the
it's,
other day,
it's for a reason though. Like they administer that for a reason.
When Jake does cook, he's like, who the fuck needs gloves?
no, it's like so. Yesterday, I had to bring a body to the morgue, right? And they were like, "Yeah, this particular cadaver tested positive for the flu, so you got to wear a gown and gloves and a mask." And
you were like, nah, I just want to handle it raw.
Well, no,
Bro.
no, it's like the body's already wrapped up in a sheet and a bag. It's like
Yeah.
the fucking flu virus isn't gonna permeate through like 3 layers of fucking, you know.
Well, have you kissed it yet?
Jake would be the person that at Chernobyl that would go running and say, I don't need the explosion happened. I'm gonna go fight this fire there. I don't need any sort of PPE.
I'd be like,
I'm
I'd be
against
like-
that shit.
I would
Yeah.
go elephant's foot. I've never touched one before, and then run right into the reaction.
I fight fires raw, dude.
Go ask Katarina.
Well, the problem is that
What
the-
are condoms considered PPE?
Damn, serious questions. The blue light is bringing them out.
PPE equipment.
You know,
I mean, they protect you from STDs.
I don't use 'em.
hungry.
I don't even
Okay.
Don't use PPE, baby.
give
I
Bass
said-
a high five.
Raw dog in life, right, Bass?
Raw freaking right.
Yeah, Raw's right. High five, bud.
No. Raw's for balls.
Raw's for balls. Sure
We gotta
thing.
get this
High
kid
five.
on solo, dude. We gotta bring him in.
Idiots for idiots. No.
I don't want you on my lap. You're fucking fat.
You gotta wear the PPE.
Yeah, we need PPE 6 foot away. Come on. I know I'm your dad, but 6 foot, bud.
No.
One of y'all has the Rona for sure.
Sure.
So we're doing a death pool, right?
Oh, I
Is that what we're
heard.
doing?
Yeah, that's us last
Has
episode.
any of you got a PlayStation yet?
PS4.
Yeah.
I have a PS4. Yeah.
Yes.
Who got one?
They said they all do.
I don't have one. I have an Xbox One. I'm not a faggot.
I have both, dude.
Cool.
So I'm cool.
You're not on my team.
I don't care. I don't care, Sebastian.
Says he doesn't care.
You freaking turd burglar.
Oh shit. Oh god.
How does he know that word? He's 6.
What are you talking? It's Dom's kid. What are you talking about? He knows all the words.
Did you get my message, Matt?
Let's take a look here.
That person
Take
we were
a quick
talking
look-see.
about. That person we're talking about is literally throwing a party right now. Literally.
There are consequences
Someone's
just aren't like relevant to people.
So Seth, that girl that
Well,
I was telling you-
here's what it is though. Is they're gonna keep doing these things until people they know actually have symptoms, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's actually real. Like that's when they'll know that it's real. Like they don't. The problem is that it's like fucking asymptomatic and you can carry it.
That's
And I
not
don't think they think
To-
about that. Oh, he's back.
Yo, what's up?
why do I have power for the chat? I don't understand.
I think we all have the power.
Yes, that crap up, yo.
Bash, shut the fuck up. Seriously, bud.
Bruh.
Yeah, those dinkies.
Seriously, shut your mouth.
He's kind of the star of the show.
God, people are gonna wonder.
People are gonna take them away from you. Like that's just gonna.
Yeah.
No. Because they'll cry. Send me back to my dad.
Hey, Bass.
Oops, I just took a screenshot. Didn't mean to do that.
Damn.
Give me a high five.
High five.
Look at my stash.
High five. He
Okay.
wants a high five.
Alright, I'll give him a crack.
Okay, give him a high five.
It's a virtual one.
Stop being a jackass. Right there, in front of the camera.
Right.
There you go. Come on.
Close enough. You gotta stay 6 feet away though.
Yeah, 6 feet away. 6 feet away from me.
It's funny how many people don't understand what 6 feet is. Like you really realize what people's measurements are like in real life.
Yeah.
There was a fucking dude.
If I see more than 2 people in an aisle at the store, I avoid that shit.
There was like a dude at work that was like 70 or some shit, and I was like, I don't know, maybe 8 feet away from him. He's like, "You're too close." That's what he said, and he didn't ask nicely for me to like back up or anything. He was just like, "You're too close."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, okay."
I would have been like, I thought you wanted to kiss.
Yeah, like we're supposed to load their vehicles up and shit, and I was just like, "All right, well, take the cart." Like I don't know what you want me to do, bro. I mean, I don't know. I don't blame him. I guess he doesn't want to die. He's fucking 70 plus.
For sure.
But at least be like, excuse me. You know, I'm 70. Back
Yeah.
up a little.
Who sent this this account? How they have 20,000 likes more than me? They're size
Ooh.
4. This
It's your crap.
OnlyFans.
Which one?
The one that Jake sent to the group.
1, 2,
Oh, that's the
1,000 followers?
it's Dom with Nuts TV.
The 666 one. Is that someone we know? Or is that just
It's
That's
somebody
just-
I
yeah.
know.
oh, it's someone that you subscribe?
Sure.
$20 now.
We'll go with subscribed. I subscribed to her first.
How do I do that? I don't want to pay her.
Can't
though.
get rid of my
I want to
fucking...
tell her to make it free. How do I
Wait,
tell
can
her
I give
to
you?
charge me?
If I give you my login, can you sign into my account and just
Don't. I mean, don't
Maybe.
give me your login.
Yo,
man.
that'd be sick.
You got to see all the fucked up stuff that he messages these girls.
Really? I'm intrigued.
I don't want to see any of that. Screen share it though.
There's this one girl.
Definitely not.
I'll put her name in the group chat. There's this one girl I know that was
Can you screenshot the pictures
Don't. I mean, let's not.
and send
You know what I
that?
I can just do that. I can just do that.
We're going down a
Like,
dark
that's-
hole here,
That's
buds.
an easy.
This is dark.
But it's like
duh.
I don't know, man. It's weird, like because they don't have the filming expertise. Like,
It's all garbage.
People pay extra for amateur. It's a whole genre.
no, this is like a level
That
below
is right.
amateur.
That
This
is
is like
right.
this is like
1 sec.
Someone,
Okay.
I don't remember if it was a comedy special or a podcast or something, but someone was bringing up how like amateurs always got better angles than professionally shot videos. Like all the professional porn stars are way too loud and they overact and shit, and amateurs way better. Basically, is what they were saying. Agree, disagree.
I agree. No, the thing is if I'm looking for something cathartic, I watch a professional video. But if I'm looking for something quick and easy, like when I wake up only 15 minutes before my shift starts and I have to crank my hog,
Right.
I look for like an amateur bukkake or an amateur gangbang, you know, like somebody that doesn't know what they're getting into that's still down, you know?
Yeah.
That's my favorite
I
shit.
think professional is just too long. It's,
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I love amateur stuff because they're like, oh my god, there's so much cum, and it's like that was 2 people. You have 7 people on deck, honey. Like,
Yes. Did you watch? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Because did you watch Segura's special yet?
no, I heard it was awful, so I haven't watched it.
Oh my god, it's wicked good. It's one of the best specials I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, he has a joke about this chick that wanted to blow someone from the Wu-Tang Clan, and she ended up doing it. And there was like 9 dicks.
Wait, no, he told that story. He told that story on the show, I think, didn't he?
I don't know.
She was talking about how she was only going to hook up with one of them,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
ended up blowing all of them.
yeah.
Like,
Oh
it
my
was-
god,
it
his
was
bit
like
is so good though.
I heard that Louis C.K. special is insanely good. Like the one that just came out. I heard it was.
I didn't know he had one. Just
It just came out this weekend. It's on his own website. Nobody's picking him up because the media is retarded. They would rather talk about how Kobe Bryant was misunderstood when he sexually assaulted somebody rather than Louis C.K. getting permission to jerk off in front of people.
Right. I'll have to watch that. I didn't know it's on his website.
Hashtag Ari Shafir.
Get rid of them all freaks.
Your stand-up comedians are fucked up. I could never do that because I'm not on that level. Still.
Well, Ari is weird because he claims that like he does that when everyone dies, like any celebrity dies.
What,
I don't remember him doing that very often.
no.
I know he's done it a
Nobody
couple
does.
times.
Dude, he even talked shit about fucking Kenny Chesney or whoever dying. Like he does it all the time.
Kenny Chesney.
And that's
I don't
it's
think
like
Kenny Chesney died. Did he die?
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
No, I saw Ari live. I'm gonna, you know what? Before I even talk about this story, I'm gonna let Matt know who I saw Ari Shafir live with, and he's gonna die laughing in like 3 seconds.
One.
Really?
Thousand.
How did that go? Unlikely candidate.
Pretty well. But we saw Ari Shafir live together, and he was actually like really, really good, and his crowd work was great. And he even was like, before the show started, he was like just shooting the shit with everybody that was in like the front row of the Funny Bone. And he was a cool dude. My only complaint was most of his stuff was like religious or political. And it's like,
Sure.
when you see him on podcasts or see him on like This Is Not Happening, it's like he's a really good storyteller. But then like his actual bits on stage are like, it was kind of boring.
Well, it's not that he's a bad comic. It's that he there's a line and he likes to cross it for shock value.
I was also hammered. Her and I got so fucking drunk that night. Like, we should not have driven home.
I think I've got some stories that would be funny enough for like a comedy show, maybe.
It's a matter of being able to put it together, though. It is really the hard part. And the
Right.
thing is, what they say is you don't know how these things work until you test them out in front of live audiences. So a lot of times you're going out, you're doing shows, and you're just bombing for fucking years until you get a special.
And every audience is different too. Like, because there was that comedian. Well, I'll plug him. Nick Stereo was giving me a lot of advice last year because he was watching our podcast and was like, "You should really try and do comedy." And it's like, there's no. There.
Well, the thing is, even with a podcast, it's a situational comedy though. Like this is a dialogue.
That's what I'm
versus,
saying. It's like,
yeah.
it's like I can tell these stories on the show and get
Yeah.
laughs, but I can't tell these stories or riff on stage. It's the
Right,
same
and
reason
bouncing
why
it off of a guest or a co-host is a different thing than fucking presenting it on stage as a solo person.
Right. It's the same reason why like the Come Town podcast is probably the funniest podcast I've ever listened to.
Oh, it's not on Spotify, so I don't listen to it.
Google Podcast, baby.
Yeah, get like Google Podcasts or Pocket Casts or something.
I have an RSS link that a coworker gave me that I could send to you. But it's literally the funniest fucking shit because those dudes will, like, for an hour every week, or 2 hours every week, they fucking rip anything and everything apart.
Well, there's a definitely, what's the Legion of Skanks? They have a really good
That's That's big Joe.
Jay Okerson.
Big J.
Stiff Fox is pretty funny too.
Yeah, it's like, but they have there's a chemistry. I think it's something that you really can't find unless you try it. And I think that's what, like, with 10-minute podcast, they did that too, because D'Elia, Callan, and Will Sasso were really good together. And that's the thing that, like, I mean, it's hard to find that unless you're just good comics. I think, like, King and the Sting do it. I think they're pretty good together. Theo Von and Brendan Schaub. And then you got Fighter and the Kid. Callan's pretty good with Schaub. It's like they have a chemistry, they can bounce things off, and they understand each other's comedy too.
You know
so
what?
It's like
speaking of all these podcasts, you know what's really interesting to me is that Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience, is the least funny of all of those podcasts.
It's considered comedy.
But the funniest parts, like if you give me the top 10 funniest clips of Joe Rogan, they're way better than anybody else. It's very, I really like his range, because I was watching the one where he was talking to, was it Forrest Gallant? They were talking about like just all of his expeditions. So you can listen to like 2 hours of a guy that, like, a professional that knows what he's talking about and be informed, but then also get like little riffs in there. Your Mom's House is probably my favorite though, like without a doubt. Like there's just something
they have a formula too, though. You know,
that whole show is just a running inside joke.
Yes, that's part of the reason it took me so long to get into it, is because you start watching it and you're like, well, I kind of have to know all of these like drops and shit that they put out there, and all these comebacks that, you know, things that they bring back from a couple episodes ago. But after you watch for a couple weeks, you're like you're right in the groove, really. But it's good because of that. It's because they can pull those audio drops.
It up.
Yeah.
He about to fucking jewel.
Dude, I'm out of fucking nicotine. I have all my empty pods that have been on my desk. I've been
on empty pods.
I've been recording and editing a ton of different Let's Plays and just stressed out because I'm probably going to get pneumonia and die because my lungs are dog shit, you know?
Right.
So if anybody wants to Venmo me money so I can spend it on nicotine, go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you open a Patreon account for, bud. That's what you need, a Patreon.
Yeah, you gotta start sending feet pics, dude.
Or gamer guy urine.
Urine. I'm just really upset that I'm out of fucking booze.
A lot. It's, and then you say it's half Mountain Dew, half Natty Daddy. Gamer guy piss.
Gamer girl tub water with rum.
Hey, do you guys ever get like you ever get like really weird at night and you just watch a bunch of things that make you sad online?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Things that make you sad. Like what?
Like
I don't know, like people
in love.
Last photos, or I was on this subreddit called Horribly Depressing, and it was just like a bunch of really sad news articles.
Well, that doesn't sound healthy, especially in this time.
No.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is that whole subreddit's dedicated to making you feel like shit, which is pretty cool.
If you want to look at that, maybe have a tab that's open to like homies having fun.
Yeah.
Homies having fun. r/the homies.
Did you guys see that Facebook video that I posted of Dr. Phil, or I shared that video where it was like this white kid from Chicago, or I don't even know, I think he was from Philly, and he was like saying how like he hangs out with the homies, he's constantly posted up with the homies and always doing shit with the homies. Him and the homies are always getting shot at, and he's like,
so he's got a lot of homies.
Yeah. Like every word is just homies and posted up. He's like, you know, I stay posted up with the homies. Sometimes we get shot at, but you know, I'm not in the gang, but my homies rep and like hang with the gang. And I hang with the homies. I was like, damn, bud, some serious. He really loves his homies.
Don't
remember that fucking that one Australian party guy from like he was on like Tosh.0 and shit.
Oh, that got busted for the party.
Yeah, he had like a huge party. I'm pretty sure that fucking Project X was like based off of him or some shit.
All of it. That's a lot of homies.
Hey,
man.
texting over there, bud.
Yeah, Jake, you sending me those screenshots, bud?
He's sending you feet pics, dude.
Yo,
Wait,
I
No, I was getting a text. I think I'm having company over tonight.
wow.
Oh, you're part of the problem.
I wasn't the invite, so
Flatten the curve, dude.
Fucking piece of.
he's not even gonna wear PPE.
How you do?
Never, dude. I want Bass to have a best friend, dude.
Well, now you do, you piece of shit.
You piece of shit.
Are you at least gonna continue to drink Natty Daddies and then maybe play Clue?
Wait, what?
Clue, bud.
Clue?
Clue. That's
Clue.
what I said. Like when I
when
I went out and drank Friday, I played Clue, and then I think later that night, me and you had a conversation on my status for like an hour.
Oh, that's the move.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Used
because
to
I
have
was-
public
I was
chat
so-
messages.
I was
so drunk.
I was hammering rye whiskey the whole night,
Yeah.
like Resident Evil Resistance.
I love when people do I love when I see a post on Facebook and it has like 382 comments and it's just people chatting. Like it's just a normal ass talk.
That was like me and Dom. We had like probably like 50 or 60 comments of just shooting the shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't go as hard as Jake. But I'll do my political comments on Facebook are slightly like sarcastic, and my friends will go at it. And 60 comments in, I just comment, I'm not reading all of this.
Yeah.
Fucking turn off
Yeah.
notifications for it.
Wait, what? I missed that. Sorry, I was.
Whenever I post like a political thing or like sarcastic political joking thing, like I don't do serious, but you know, whatever. Like I'll retweet a meme, and people go in on it. At the bottom, I just like comment.
Yo, Jake
I'm not
knows
reading all this.
well. You know?
Have fun, guys.
Makes it. That's probably why your buddy Alex don't like you.
Yeah.
It's not my buddy, but yeah.
He's triggered, dude.
my
He's triggered.
best good friend.
I just love when I see like rants on Facebook with like maybe one period and it's just a run-on sentence for like fucking and it's like what
It's
should
not
be
even-
3 paragraphs.
And it's not funny. That's the thing. Is like if you're gonna rant about something and like not make any sense of it, at least make it funny.
Engage
mix
your
in
audience.
some comedy.
Fuck.
Yeah. Mix in some airplane food or something.
I just shit post on Facebook all day, everything.
It's not universal health care. It's my wife.
Yeah.
I know, I love that people. I love people that just post political memes and then they don't comment back to anybody. They just basically just fight. They just start a firestorm and then they just let it go.
My one
What I'm
friend,
here for.
but I did that. I commented on someone's thing. They posted a thing about like Governor Cuomo not liking something about Governor Cuomo. We should have had money. We should have did this. And it's like, bud, it all starts at the top and then runs downhill. I
Right.
said, because he's super Republican, all this shit. And it's like, look at how this whole thing started and where it could have stopped.
Yeah.
And it's literally all there laid out in front of you. It's not that it's false, but you choose to only choose to see what you want out of the entire thing
Yes.
instead of looking
It's-
at all of it.
It's imright.com,
Yeah.
as Bill Burr would say. I mean, really though, it's like it's a very everybody looks through like a political lens now, and it's like it's whatever you read has to agree with you. Otherwise, it's not true. Otherwise, it's fake news.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing I hate about fake news. Like I like the idea of pointing out fake news. I like the idea of pointing out what's just slander and bullshit.
Yeah,
But I don't like. Yeah, I just don't like the idea of calling anything that's anti-Trump or not what Trump agrees with fake news.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That's the man with the biggest power saying, like, you know what, I can do a lot of damage here. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah,
Let's see how far I can take
Who
this.
it was. I think it was a guy I used to work with at Lowe's who posted it was like the reel of Fox newscasters saying how like the coronavirus is just a hoax and it's Democratic hoax and all this shit. And then it was like the reel of the following week, and they're like, "This is real serious. Everyone needs to do their part." And it's like,
I retweeted
shit like that blows my mind. And people continue to just like follow it and then call other news where they're getting news from. Oh, that's fake. They're doing that they're switching it up and they're doing this, and it's
there's
like
always an excuse. Like it's a very blind allegiance, and that's what's scary to me. Like I don't care if you like Trump. I just care that you can't just take everything he says as fucking gospel. Like there's definitely things about any politician that you can't agree. You can't agree with everything a politician says. It's impossible. It's physically impossible.
Are you cleaning the house quick back there, buddy?
He's inviting someone's coming over. No PPE tonight. Who's it gonna be, bud? Because it ain't me. I didn't get the test.
Oh, I'm looking for a fucking change so I can go buy another fucking Natty Daddy.
But
you got a Mountain Dew can right there.
I'll go get you. I'll get you one.
You throw it out the window when you drive by because you gotta be 6 feet.
Yeah, I'll drop it on your doorstep and watch it. Make sure no one comes by and steals it.
Drive-by drop-offs.
Yeah, no, somebody fucking stole my groceries last week. Dude.
So ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's another thing I'm worried about too. Is like the longer this stuff goes on, the more desperate people get.
Oh God, yeah.
And I
it's not even like a desperation thing, because
a lot of things are suspended. Like a lot of rent is suspended and things like that, and loans.
But like, you can go to the store now. Stores are stocked full of stuff, and they have it set where you can't go out and purchase everything. So what's the point? Why is it you are like, oh, this is someone's groceries, mine? Like,
sure, right.
People that are gonna steal are just gonna steal, dude.
Yeah,
it just does seem more frequent than it has been. Is all.
Well,
I mean, look, things are open.
Crazy. Over on the west side, there's a guy that shot his gun at someone.
Did he hit anybody?
Yeah, I don't think he hit anyone on West State. I think it was.
Yeah,
you shoot your gun
for what?
Yeah, he fucking tried shooting a guy that bought a bunch of stuff at fucking Big M, dude.
Bro, that's the thing that's funny is like a lot of people have guns, but they have no idea what they're doing with them, bro. It's like, yo, I've played Call of Duty, so I know how to ADS. Like, I'm good to go, and they still fucking miss.
I can shoot 400 yards away.
Fucking hard it is to hit something with a pistol.
Yeah, well, they don't account for bullet drop because they don't play Battlefield.
One of my friends, a doomsday prepper, said if they do like full lockdowns and he comes back to Charlotte here to be with his family, he said he'd lend me a gun. He can do that down here. Constitutional, he can lend it to me and put it under my possession as long as I don't conceal it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just walk around with it out in the open. Then it's not concealed.
I've got it.
I'm super anti-gun, but I guess if he wants to give me one for the time being, I'll hold on to it.
That's the thing is there's a lot of people that are anti-gun that still right now are considering buying guns because it's like a protection thing. But it's like, to me, it's like
anti-gun. Like I'm anti like people that shouldn't have guns.
Sure. I think to me it's like just because you can buy a gun, it does. Even if you have a gun, that doesn't mean you know how to use it.
Yeah, that's
which is obviously evidenced by the guy who fucking
definitely have to be licensed.
Aiming for. Yeah, you got to take courses. I mean, you can't just have a gun and expect that like when a dude breaks into your house, you're gonna be able to fucking shoot him.
No. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
unless it's a shotgun, then it's got a good spread.
Get both spray.
Unless you don't have a shotgun that has spread.
But
Now,
if you hold
unless
your
shell
breath, then you
doesn't have
won't wiggle the gun as much, and you can take more time to aim because the guy attacking you goes into slow motion.
Right. Yeah. You got to use focus. You got to use your focus meter.
You got to have an internal Japanese monologue about not missing your shot.
Yeah. Or you just call in a UAV, and then you know where they are.
You gotta hold shift.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if we just kill enough people, we'll have Predator missiles on deck, and then we can just use those.
But 100,000, that's a lot of Predator missiles.
Yeah. Well, how many? What do you need to kill streak? Is it like 3 or 5 or something like that for Predator?
Mark mine, it's 4.
5.
That's all you need, dude. That's what people are working towards.
4 kills.
4 times 100,000? That's quite a
good
bit.
meme. Where it's like,
4 divided by?
what am I gonna get my girl to feel better after an abortion? Like if she's gotten 3, you're gonna get her a UAV or something like that.
Yeah. Kill streaks, dude.
I like that one.
Good times. And the Modern Warfare 2 is being teased to be re-released.
Damn, my boy
yeah.
put the Labatt blue beanie on. He's getting cleaned up.
Wow.
Yeah, he looks like a different man. He's a totally different guy.
I also have this one.
Damn.
Layer him up, son. Yeah, you get those in the 24 packs of bottles.
Yeah, but it's only when hockey season starts.
Mm.
'Cause
Yeah, it's funny.
fucking-
You have to make sure that it's in there though, because I know some people will just take them out of the boxes and then walk
Oh
away.
no! When my dad and I have one of each of the hats. We bought them from Joey Garofalo. We told him that we don't want to buy 30 racks of Labatt Blue, but we'll give them $10 for each of the hats. So that's probably why you guys didn't get the hats.
So he pulls them out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you told me that Garofalo's was doing that, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's why you always go to the back of the rack and you get
They
the
sold Whippets.
But they buy so many kegs. It's insane. So many kegs of Natty Light. It blows my mind.
Really? They have kegs there?
Yeah, they sell kegs.
They fill growlers too, don't they?
They get kegs from us, and then they sell the kegs to the college students. They sell like
How much is a keg?
mostly like PBR. It was probably like
$80.
$100, $80. Yeah.
Oh, how much is in it though? Is it really worth it? Or is it just
a half keg does like 250 solo cups.
Yeah, that's what we'd get them from you guys at the frat parties.
Yeah, I never drank out of a keg though. It's a very I always felt like it was a Hollywood thing. It's only a
No, you
movie.
get the tap handle costs as much as essentially as much as the keg, because you've got it's a $30 deposit on the keg, and then the keg is the keg's total is around like $190 to purchase the keg.
And you can return it, right?
And then you return it for the $30. And then the tap handle for it is about, I think it's like 50 to $70 for a tap handle.
Jesus.
Yeah, but you also return that too. I don't know. Do you guys still rent
Not
those?
anymore. Not
Right.
anymore. You can't.
I mean, if you're gonna
you have
use
to buy it. You
if
used
you're
to
gonna
be able
buy
to rent them,
We
like-
rented them with it.
and it was cheaper because you could return it. But
right. Well, that's the thing. If you're a frat house, just buy a fucking couple keg handles and have them there.
Yeah. Well, we did is we just took those and we didn't get the deposit back on the ones that we would keep.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I never did that,
But
like fucking keg stands or anything.
It's super
We would
disappointing.
Friday. I remember I had to cover a Oswego guy's route, and he goes to Garofalo, and that's when he picks up the empty kegs. But their downstairs is littered. They'll easily have every Friday like 20 kegs, empty kegs,
I didn't even
and
know
they're
they had-
downstairs. So you have to go. So like where you park on the side of the building, you know how there's like that.
Yeah, there's that door on the side. Yeah.
On the side, they have where you can back up. It's sort of like a dock, but it isn't where you could roll their ramp out through the back,
Yeah.
through the side door. So you would go downstairs, go through that door, and then you'd have to bring the empty kegs up those stairs and then throw them in through the side of your truck.
What do you wheel them on? They don't go on pallets or anything?
Oh, the empty, they're super light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But-
Yeah, but
so-
full ones, I mean, they have to be heavy as shit.
Yeah.
Like close to 200 pounds. We double
my
stack
fuck.
them bitches.
So you got to put them on a skid or something.
For like places like that, they'll get them on a skid, but you have to cart them in. You have to roll them in. So you'll stack one on top of another, and run it in.
Jesus.
I wonder, like, what's the Garofalo's basement even like? I feel like you go down there, you have to, like,
You
No, it's-
immediately
help,
get
like,
COVID.
Jack Woods, who probably lives
It's-
down there.
Yeah, yeah, you're
It's
sick
not-
immediately. You're
It's
coughing
not.
immediately.
It's not bad. It's actually like pretty spaced. Besides where you have to go to get the kegs, it's like a small, sort of like just like a small little hallway where they stack all the kegs. And
It's a
shit ton.
small way, so to speak.
Small way.
If you would.
But so he usually has someone that goes with him. So he'll go down. He'll be at the bottom of the stairs, and what we do is we'll take the kegs and we'll throw them up the flight of steps.
Nice.
So you're
Throw 'em
throwing
the
up,
stairs.
like So you're throwing up. I don't know. They've got
That's
to
good
be
for your
like
core. That's good.
30.
That's good for your
They're
core.
like easily like
Over?
30. At least like 30 pounds.
Yeah. We have,
And
it's
so
fun,
you're
like,
throwing up like 20 of them bitches up a flight of stairs.
yeah.
That's just so tiring.
Definitely need two
No
people here.
shit.
You're likely to get a crackhead with a broken bottle attacking you.
Yeah. Well, we load up a lot of trucks at work, and everything we load is like 40 pounds or more. So it's this weird twisting motion where you reach down to the fucking pallet and twist and then throw it into the back of their truck. So you're doing like a lot of that. Like, it's a weird core twist that you're doing. And I imagine that's a good workout, although it's probably not good for you, for your back, realistically.
Definitely not. The laborers who have the
Sell
back
a lot of
80-year-olds.
like fucking like wood pellets and mulch, just heavy bags.
Mhm. Where do you work?
I work at Country Max. We sell like horse feed and
Everything's heavy. Yeah.
yeah, everything's heavy. Especially in the warehouse, everything's 40 plus.
Wow. I remember working at Lowe's and having to work in the outdoor and fucking help them and load up cars and shit with mulch all day, and those bags are like 40 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
I mean, I try to find every excuse I can to drive the forklift because it's the easiest way to do everything. I'm just like, oh, this one pallet needs to be moved over there. Time to get on the forklift. I don't want to drag it.
No.
I, for work now, just kind of work at a computer, working from home. Nothing's changed because my job's been remotable the entire time, but, got to go into the office.
Yeah.
Instead, they're going to have all these meetings and stuff. I haven't had a single one yet. Like, nothing's changed.
That's always nice.
I feel
I'm
like,
not gonna complain. I'm not complaining that I'm off of work because honestly, I am. I'm making more now staying at home than what I would be making right now.
I know.
if
That's what irritates me is like I've gotten like $1 raise and I'm still not making what I would be making sitting at home, and yet I'm out in public
It's ridiculous.
considered an essential worker and fucking putting myself at risk.
And I understand that, but again, my business right now, as I get paid commission, I make commission when I go out with a certain amount of cases. I make commission on every case after 225 cases.
Mhm.
So if I'm going out with only 300 cases and I got to double up with another driver, I'm not making anything. So they're
Okay.
gonna. So and the way that unemployment works is they're backtracking. They backtrack. It's 5 months. My last 5 months.
Well, they only give you a certain percentage of what you regularly make.
It's your average. You average. So they go through my last 5 months of work, what I was paid. They figure out the average, and then I get that portion. That average is what I get paid out every week.
So if you have like slow weeks or whatever, because you're commissioned. So
Commission.
yeah, it's a completely random fucking.
So before it started getting slow, because I was on vacation last week, before it started getting really slow, I was making decent, especially the first week once they closed down bars. All the stores we did I think it was probably like 30 to 40,000 cases. So that's like 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Amounts of beer. That's like Harbor Fest amounts of beer.
What do you guys? I mean, what do you supply though? Do you supply like most stores that sell liquor or not liquor but beer?
Yeah, Recipe 21 liquor. We do.
Oh, you do sell liquor? Okay.
Yep.
So do you deliver to like BAMES and liquor stores and stuff
yeah.
like that?
BAMES will get pallets of vodka, of Recipe 21 vodka. But so we went out that whole week and I ended up making, it was like $1,100 after taxes. Like
beautiful.
Yeah, it was good money. And then the
That is
weeks
good.
before that, I'm doing other drive because I'm the vacation guy. I'm doing guys routes. I'm doing guys routes that I don't do. So
Right.
I'm getting overtime because I don't know how things are done all the way. I'm not used to it. Getting overtime plus their commission, their load values with what they go out with. So I was making good money. So those
And then all of a
past
sudden
5
in a different
months-
season, you're only making like 3.
Yeah. So now that it's slow, if I had continued to work with it being slow, I would be making nothing.
Yeah.
But the last couple weeks before I got furloughed were good for me. So I ended up making out okay with just unemployment. I'd make more with just unemployment than I would now because it's so slow. But if you go back to right before it started getting slow, unemployment wouldn't be paying about what I was making. Because I think with unemployment, just unemployment, I'm making the max that you can get, which
Right.
is like $504.
Oh, I didn't know they had a cap on it.
Yeah,
That
they have
makes
a cap
sense. They
on it.
should.
That's
So-
part of the stimulus stuff, though.
Yeah,
Right?
it's the cap. So would be making $504 when those busy or not even really busy regular days or weeks that I was working, I was still making more than $504.
Yeah.
So I was making like $670, $720 between there every week. And people are upset that I'm getting an extra $600 and they're like, well, I've got to work. I've got to do this. And it's like, well, if it wasn't because of COVID that I'm out of work, if I was just out of if I didn't get that stimulus, I'd be making less than what I was than what I would be getting.
Yeah.
That's why they
I
put
mean,
that so you don't lose everything right now.
Yeah, and it's like I would be making less for sure if I was on unemployment.
Yeah.
But the risk factor is what's a big part of it.
That's insane.
You know,
And
it's very strange too because you see more people at certain points of the day. It's busier than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it's very strange to see that many people want to come
something.
out. Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
For me, it's weird because I was working during the whole thing and everyone was working, but then beer sales went down because stores started, you couldn't buy beer or stores started closing down earlier. There's no bars or restaurants, or you can order beers, but who's going to spend that kind of money getting something from a restaurant when you can go to the store to get it?
Yeah.
So all that affects the business, and then the business is doing not as great as what they would be doing if there wasn't all these things closed and COVID. So they have to furlough people.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole thing's fucking weird, and I'm really the only thing that is worrying is the state of the economy coming out of it. Really,
Yeah.
it's like you're wondering, because people are gonna obviously have less money, and if we want to stop, and I know there's a lot of Republicans that are super hardcore on not buying shit that's made in China, and it's like, well, if we want to do that, if we want to be self-sustaining, things are gonna have to raise in price.
Well, that was and then the
Oh,
other thing
shit,
with
bro.
that was, what was it? The stimulus package was supposed to a portion of the money that they wanted to give to businesses, big corporations, so that they could change over, so that they could make the things that we needed. Like I think it was GM
Yeah,
wanted to change so that they could make a part of respirators.
yeah. Like the My
And
Pillow guy.
They wanted, I think it was like,
he's not making anything because all you have to do is pray.
That guy's so out of his mind, and everybody loves him.
You pray for better health. We'll be good.
$1 billion, I think GM was asking for, or it was like they were supposed to get $1 billion from the stimulus package so that they could change over their stuff so that they could just start making ventilators.
Yeah, they don't just start making ventilators.
Yeah,
They're like, let's just make ventilators now. There's
And
some shit that goes into that.
Like it costs money, and I'm all for that. Like, yeah, give them money so that they can switch it over. They're gonna have people working.
Yeah.
And then making the shit that we need. And
Yeah,
Trump
it's
was like, nah,
only
you don't need $1
positive.
billion.
You're right. Yeah, it only makes sense to have them convert that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. You like my position, like I'm business as normal, like working from home, making my normal salary, and like seeing you going into work for that is just like killing me that you're not getting paid more or doing more about that.
It's very weird, and I've
like,
said
what
it
am I gonna do?
multiple
Share about it
times.
on Facebook, but like, fuck, it's ridiculous.
I think that even if it's time and a half, or some sort of risk pay would be nice.
And the only thing about that is that's the government deciding that you don't get that. And
they're leaving it up to the companies, is what they're doing. And the companies aren't going to want to do that. They're making money.
No.
And the state's not going to do it because how they see the virus, they don't see it as a hazard. They see it as a natural disaster. People that go after hurricanes and shit, they don't get extra pay for having to work when like a hurricane gets hit. If their businesses are still fine, they still just have to go in and work.
Yeah.
But it's like with some of the people on Facebook that are posting about it, like so angry, it's not them being angry at the government for not trying to do something to help people that are working, or at least like give the people that are working the right PPE so that they're safer.
100%.
It's just they're angry at people that are getting the money. Oh, well, you're off of work and you're getting paid this and you shouldn't be.
That's what they want because right now, the working class has never had more power ever, and we never will again. Like, imagine if you just didn't go to work tomorrow and said, fuck you.
I know that's the thing is like
complete collapse.
It's like I could go, well, I just want to quit. Like, what if I just wanted to quit? Like, they're fucked because they don't have staff already. They already don't have enough staff.
No.
And they can't hire, right?
Absolutely.
So, but it's like, yeah, you're going to come out of this not having a job and in a state where it's going to be harder to get a job, most likely.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a huge play on fear right now to keep people going to work. You can see the Republicans doing that where they're like, oh, you sacrifice yourself and go to work right now for your kids. Like, fuck you. Like, I know it's scary thinking about
sacrifice yourself. What are you talking about?
Oh, look that up. Just look up some narratives on that from some of the right-wing people. And they're like, just it's worth the risk so your kids have a good economy. Like,
yeah.
What you said before.
And that's the thing about the right wing is they also sort of don't buy into it that it's as bad as it is.
The only people that say that are they do. Like my idea with the right wing is like when it comes to global warming and how bad these things are, they know it's true. Like there's no fucking way Trump doesn't know global warming's true. He just doesn't have money invested in believing in it and telling people that he believes in it. That's it. It's 100% money.
Yeah.
There's just no logical pathway around it.
I think he also knows that whatever he believes his supporters are going to believe.
Yeah.
So
he has money invested in oil. Of course he's going to say it doesn't exist.
Sure.
And then he's got his money. So like he's got his businesses that he's looking out for. So of course he's going to want to tell people, oh yeah, this is going to be over. We're going to open up soon. We need to open up everything soon because he's personally taking a loss. He doesn't care about the country taking a loss. It's hurting his stocks.
And I mean, certainly the country is taking a loss. The longer things are closed.
But he's not. That's not. I don't.
It's affecting him more for sure.
It's affecting him personally, not him as a leader. I don't see him caring as a leader more than him caring for his own personal welfare.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I keep thinking about it too. Is like it's not cognitive dissonance at all. It's not like them not being able to understand the issue. They fully understand the issue.
Right.
They're just where their money is. That's it. And I think, like what you said, it's scary to think about the economy afterwards. But like my idea is don't be afraid. I think they're fear mongering, and people are going to figure out a way to work and overcome this. Like they're saying, all the next brightest, smartest companies are coming out right now, and it's going to happen, right? So
there certainly is a
be afraid about
level.
the economy. Don't let them scare you into feeding into
Yes.
their fucking plan.
Yeah, there certainly is a level of fear mongering for sure.
That's
I mean,
it.
if you look at any of the media right now, it's literally just trying to scare you into fucking staying home, which in a way is good.
Yeah.
And we certainly are
worse.
slowing. I feel like we are slowing the spread in a way by doing a lot of this, but
Well, you can tell with the city. The city's had lower death numbers the past couple days and things like that. And they're bringing in, I think it was less cases yesterday they had than the weekend, over the weekend.
Yeah. It's just an unprecedented thing that we didn't have. We didn't have a plan in place. Like, okay, here's what we do when this happens. We didn't have that. So now we're just kind of flying by the seat of our fucking pants.
Yeah. And the thing is like we did have plans. Those were things that were, and that's things that people didn't care to see. So
well, we had a pandemic response team at one point.
Yeah, and they got fired.
Until someone decided to get rid of them.
Yeah. If they existed, then those senators, like the one here in my district in North Carolina, couldn't have done insider trading and sold the stocks before the economy tanked.
Yeah.
There's a monetary reason behind everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, did we need a? And you wonder, like, when he cuts funding to like CDC, it's like, where does that money go? Does he ever say where the money goes?
Right.
No.
Amazon.
Or the Space Force or some shit? It's like, what are we doing? Why are we defending the space right now? When
you guys,
yeah.
You guys seen there's an article about how the federal government is outbidding states, or there's a corporation that the federal government, this corporation works for the federal government privately. It's a private-owned corporation that's hired by the feds. And they're outbidding the states on all of the PPE and ventilators and stuff that we're getting. Like China's sending us stuff to use to get spread, and the states have to bid to get it, are bidding against each other to receive it. And this one corporation is outbidding them and buying it.
And then selling it off, right?
And then selling it to the
Capitalism
feds.
It's literally capital.
Selling it to the feds who own,
ridiculous.
who essentially already own this corporation, and then they're reselling it to the states.
And the states have to bid against it. You know what blows my mind? Like, libertarians are the whole, like, states' rights, states should do that, and then the government in case they need it. And you have states bidding against each other for medical equipment. Like, libertarians, what the fuck?
It blows my mind. And the thing is then, like, what was it? There was the Trump, one of his speeches, he was talking about how, like, the federal government isn't the ones that are supposed to be taking care of states and helping the states. And it's like, what are you talking about, bud? That's why the federal government is there.
Yeah.
The state.
Literally. Think about it. Like, how many states would just go to shit if the government wasn't there to help? Like, imagine leaving Alabama on its own. Literally, the number one worst condition in any first world country is Alabama in the United States. There is Eastern European countries that have better grades and reading levels and less poverty than Alabama in the United States. Imagine, let them do their thing. They'll be great.
It's like the thing. It's like, we're not gonna. You don't need FEMA. You don't need this. You don't need that. But you're calling it a natural disaster.
You took all that time to go buy one natty daddy?
I was shitting mostly.
Oh.
He had to shit to buy that fucking natty daddy.
I had to shit so bad. I was texting.
Burned dairy back.
I was shitting for like 6 minutes, dude.
I shitted.
Yeah, it's the Natty Daddies. You should have popped like fucking 7 of those vitamin or those fiber tablets.
I think the whole thing really, it all comes down to the fucking dollar sign.
Yep.
And that's really what everything comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's not good. That ain't good.
It
No,
shouldn't
dude.
be like that.
Money is incredibly important, but
Of
it's
course, but it's
too,
not.
yeah,
I don't
it
think
holds
it's
too
worth
much weight.
anyone's life. I don't think it's worth anyone else's.
No.
Not going to choose money over someone's life.
And the people who are saying that are trying to protect their interest, and the ones who are saying that are also like rallying cry fucking boomers, except these guys are never going to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
The person who here saying go to work, it's worth it for your future, your kids, like they don't have anything to risk.
It's sitting at
Of course
home
they can say that.
and on like a house that's got fucking 5,000 fucking square foot house and has all this space to run around and be in their house and
Yeah.
telling people in New York City who have to stay home or are stuck in their houses that are fucking under 1,000 square foot, like, no, you gotta stay home. And
With
you
it's a
gotta
level.
go to work.
Yeah, it's a level of ignorance. They don't know that lifestyle either. Like if
Yeah.
you're born into money, you don't really know what it's like to be living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, literally no idea how.
There's no way to sympathize with that.
All my friends who just like straight up lost their jobs, can't get a hold of unemployment, nothing. Like,
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and
lucky.
that's another thing. There's the number of people like applying for unemployment. It's like some people can't even do it. Some people
Yeah.
can't even get in.
Yeah,
yeah, I have friends right now, they can't even get a hold of them. No.
I was really lucky. So Saturday, I was put on furlough. So I was told Saturday, I was asked if I would do it, and I said yeah, because I'm in a union and I still have my job no matter what.
Cool.
Right.
So I still get health benefits through my job, and if things get worse, it's a seniority thing. So if things end up getting worse, the newest people that were brought on end up being the ones that get let go, and then I get brought back.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I don't work. I still have a job. I still get my benefits. I still get my vacation time accrued and stuff like that. It's just they're not making enough money to have me work to pay me a full paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell was I getting to? So like having a union for this reason is like really nice.
Oh
So,
yeah, for sure.
For like you, because
There's way more leverage when you're in a union. A lot more leverage, especially in a time like this.
I 100% behind unions in every facet.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then so Saturday I was put on furlough. Told not to come, that I wasn't going to be coming in Monday, and I wasn't going to be working. I think it was like they're thinking between 3 to 6 weeks max. So I was told by my boss, all right, try to apply for unemployment. They have all of our information and everything. All you got to do is log in, give them your social, and then fill out what needs to be filled out and send it in. Tried to do it that Saturday. Couldn't get in because obviously so many people are trying to do it.
Yeah.
I kept getting kicked off and logged out. Saturday morning, I got on, tried it, had a few times where it like kicked me, I think like 3 or 4 times, and I was like halfway through doing it, so I'd have to start all over. But I was lucky enough to be able to file that morning. So I think I collect this week, I get it. I think they said the 8th, and it gets directly deposited. I have it. It gets taxed. I have it to where I takes out the 10%
Right.
federal and then the 2.5% for state.
It's all taken care of. You'll just get it.
Yep. So I was lucky enough to be able to get my claim. But then there's people who I'm hearing who have filed a claim, but their claim somehow got messed up, and they ended up unemployment ended up picking or using the wrong business, a business that they no longer work for and haven't worked for like 2 or more years.
Yeah.
And it's like, then they're being told they need to call unemployment, and then that's a huge hassle.
Well, I've seen things about having to file on certain days of the week based on your last name.
Your last name.
But I mean, you have to imagine the workload that these UI places are going through right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Servers and everything. It's insane.
Because there's no way they have the server. Yeah, the server stability in general to handle all this.
Not at all. Because what is it? Unemployment is like 300,000.
I mean, it's off the charts. Yeah.
Oh, it's like 6 million. Yes.
6 million in the total U.S. I think it's like 300,000 though, and all in New York.
It's basically any business that isn't selling foods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Essentially, is what it is.
My business is essential.
What, you work from home?
Yeah, I work in HVAC. I write damage reports for HVAC systems.
Okay. Yeah.
So if your furnace goes down, you still need heat, even if you're infected.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
My cold.
Nah, you'll be all right.
Jake is the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sure is.
And
that's
here he is drinking Natty Daddy, so obviously he doesn't care.
Yeah, so while we're on the topic, why don't we bring it back to that death pool?
Jake Bear and I are both under Jake, and we're both the most valuable.
Twofer.
Yeah, we're a twofer. Because not only do I work in the ER, in the ICU, in the kitchen for the hospital, but I have my lungs are shot, so.
Yeah, drink that Natty. That is gonna boost your immune system.
Make sure you drink tea and keep your sinuses clean.
Dude, I stopped giving a shit about my health when I realized that I wasn't going to make it to the NFL. So it was like 20 years ago.
So like when you were like 7?
I was 3, but yeah.
So you started drinking Natty Daddies, then you were like, Dad, Natty.
I'm going to beat Daddy.
Started sending it, bro.
Daddy drink, Daddy spank, baby.
Oh.
I just want that shit to end, man. Like, I need, like, Vinny and I are both losing our fucking minds because Vinny and I, like, multiple times a week either go out to lunch or dinner or to the bar.
Yeah, every time, I would always see you guys out when I was going out in town.
Dude,
or when I come up and visit, I always see you
guys
out.
are always, one of you guys is always hitting me up.
Yeah.
Asking at me to come out. And
because I get paid Wednesdays and Fridays, and he gets paid Thursdays. So every week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we would be out either at Old City or the Bistro or Press Box or whatever. And we haven't been able to do that. And I haven't been seeing anybody because I'm at the hospital like 60 fucking hours a week. So
it's too dangerous for you to see people too because
I've been losing. Yeah.
Well, from what I've heard too is like the people that are more subjected to the virus get it worse as far as symptoms go.
Yeah.
So anybody who's in the medical field is more likely to get something more intense. But I mean, like on a scale, like from everything you've seen, like how do you think each one of you would handle what you're going to get, at least as far as like what they classify as the most common symptoms? Because for me, I have hypertension and I take blood pressure medication, and it's not super intense or anything. Really, like my blood pressure is pretty good now because I eat better and shit like that. But it's one of the susceptible things that they're saying is you get worse symptoms or you're more susceptible to, you know, like worse shit basically when you have hypertension or you know, if you smoke or things like that.
Or if you have diabetes.
Yeah.
Don't tell Brian that, though. Don't tell Brian that.
Right. Like, well, here's the thing. I just feel like I'd be able to fight it off
better than me.
Oh, sure.
It's a matter of how intense you get it, because that's the scary thing is that you don't know. It could hit you really hard, or it could just give you the sniffles for a week or two. Like, who the fuck knows?
I think based on my health, I definitely wouldn't get it bad. I'd probably not even notice that I had it. I wouldn't, probably the same as my allergies. There's some bad sinuses.
Right. Hopefully.
And
right?
that's
Hopefully.
honestly what's scary about it is that you don't know.
It's very fucking confusing because you don't know.
And
That's
someone
difficult.
could be walking around with it,
Yeah.
not even know that they have it because I want to say that they're immune to it because I know that some people are.
They're just asymptomatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just asymptomatic. So it's not anything to them. They're just carrying it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's probably
Which is why it's scary working in a retail store because you have hundreds of people coming in.
Yep.
So I try to stay in the warehouse as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
mentally.
picked the perfect year to try and get my shit together and start working in the emergency room, didn't I, boys?
Yeah, you should have held off. You should have held off a year.
Yeah. You should have
We'll
been.
put this
you
year on
should
your
like-
resume.
Yeah, definitely.
I would.
Did combat against COVID.
Yeah.
in
Front
the ER.
lines at COVID.
Oh,
Front
sure, bud.
lines, what everybody says.
I feel like once this is over,
What
I
do you-
get a lot. If
What do
I
you
survive,
do in the ER?
huh?
What do you do in the ER?
I'm a technician.
Bud, go work in New York City. Get paid $10,000 a week.
Dude, there's a guy that I'm friends with that, because I'm not an ER tech, I'm just a
Yeah.
service tech. So I do like basic life support and transports, admissions, discharges, stuff like that, patient sitting. But one of my friends is doing the same job that I do up in Syracuse. And before this whole COVID thing, he was getting paid like $4 more an hour than I was. Because nobody wants to do it. Because I'm pretty much the hospital's bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like whenever any department needs something delivered or needs some paperwork brought around or a patient needs to be moved or a body needs to be moved or somebody
You're the gopher. You're
Well,
the
yeah,
gopher of the
I'm
hospital.
also part of the rapid response team. So if like there's like somebody having a seizure or respiratory distress or cardiac arrest or anything like that, I have to answer to all those calls over the intercom. But I like it because it keeps me around and I like being around people. So I like being around all the departments, like radiology, medical.
And you're-
As long as you're
yeah,
6
you're-
feet. As long as you're 6 feet away.
And you're learning a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm fully preparing to die from this plague.
I'll give you a kiss. It'll save you.
I hope
Yeah.
so. Well, no, it's because
Asymptomatic.
I
You can't be
talked about
asymptomatic kissing all your friends on the lips, bud.
my lungs are like since I was a little kid, my lungs have always been fucked up, and vaping and smoking for as long as I've been doing that doesn't help. But I don't fucking care.
Well, the scary thing is like a lot of the stories. I mean, obviously, because it's super contagious, they can't let you see people when you're in the hospital.
Oh my god, yeah, it's the worst.
I heard
So-
they're turning down. Some places are turning down like the terminally ill from like cancer and stuff. Like are sending them home. Like,
Well, they have to pick
Straight
and
up sending
choose
them
who's
home to
going to
die.
live. Yeah.
and
Because,
it's really rough. That's got to be the worst feeling in the world to
Like,
have to
that's why
tell
I
someone.
I would never want to work in the medical field for that reason.
Hmm. Well, ideally, you wouldn't have to deal with that, but best
Yeah.
medical system in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no money to be made off of a cancer patient. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I like my job,
It's-
but I really don't like some of the shit that happens. A lot of the stuff I won't talk about while we're recording, but yesterday
yeah.
was a fucked up day. But even like, because I have the keys to the morgue, so when I'm on and anybody dies in the building, I have to bring them down to the morgue. And
Oh God!
I was talking to my
He's got the
boss.
keys to the morgue. He like goes down there at night, jacks off to the fucking.
Yo,
fucking he's
Really
sticking
morbid.
cucumbers in their asses and shit.
You bring George Foreman down there, taste some human meat, like Always Sunny.
Yeah, right. Well, I was talking to my boss yesterday because he was helping me move a body yesterday, and I was like, it doesn't ever get less weird. Like it's you go through the motions and you load the body up on the fucking body bag, put him on the stretcher, bring him down the hallway to the morgue and load him up in the cooler. But it's like the motions, like the first 99% of dropping a corpse off to the cooler is fine. But as soon as you like pick the body up and drop it into the cooler and then you read off the information to like the toe tag, then you're like,
this is a real person. Like this
well,
is real
yes.
shit.
To me,
Memories,
it's like
loved ones.
even Well,
I
even
had to-
open
I've had to
casket
jump off-
funerals are weird to me.
Because I've lived in Oswego my whole life, and my family is huge, and luckily I haven't had any family members that I've had to drop off. But I've had like people I knew personally that I've had to like either work a code on or drop off to the morgue, and that was
Right.
like surreal shit.
Well, just looking at a lifeless body in general is very strange.
Yeah.
And because you know that was at one point a person and they're no longer there. Like when we went to John's funeral and it was an open casket, you're like, oh, this is a kid that 2 years ago we were hanging out with and having a great time, and it's just flesh that's laying there and it's no longer that person. But it
I
still
think
represents that person. It's
The
very
weirdest,
very
the
very strange.
weirdest thing was like he looked fine.
He looked like he was still there, yeah. But
That
that's
was
what
the
they do.
weirdest
That's
thing
what they do with
about
open
John.
caskets.
That was the weirdest thing about John was he looked like he was all right.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, he's gonna pass me the joint in a couple of seconds. So
Yeah,
Real.
he's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, boys, check out this fucking riff I just learned," and then he just
yeah, and it's just an Opeth riff.
It's weird to me. Jews don't do open caskets.
Weird, man. Like death is one of those things that like you don't. I mean, and that's why like we have like, especially in the ER, like when we get like a code, like somebody dying that comes in from an ambulance, like it's such a fucked up scene afterwards. Like it's so. If there was a TV crew on the set of us running a code, we would get lambasted on social media because it's like you have to make light of it because it's such a serious situation.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like my
I think that's
question-
why people say Scrubs is one of the more accurate shows as far as like
Yeah, dude, I will attest to that. And my Aunt Joanne is a NICU or the fuck is it? Like she's a nurse practitioner, but for like OBGYN. I don't know what the actual name is because I'm hammered. But she was telling me when I was younger, like that's the most accurate show because it's like really the whole gist of working in the hospital, like 90% of it is just dealing with your coworkers.
coping. Yes.
Is just like dealing with coworkers, and then like, you know, every now and then you deal with a patient. Like I work 12 or 16-hour shifts. Like I probably only deal with patients for like 30 to 45 minutes a day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like
Yeah.
you're dealing with dark
check
situations.
in on
So
them and then
yeah.
Right. I'm only in there for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time. And especially not me, because I'm just kind of the Uber driver. That's what I tell all my patients is I'm just your taxi driver. I go up until 7 o'clock. I go, you have to go anywhere? You need to go to get a scan or anything? I go, I'm your guy. One of my patients that had been around for a while because he was getting something done. I can't remember exactly, but he called me the Omen because he knew whenever I went into his room, he was going to be fucking lifted up and placed somewhere and brought down for a test or whatever. So I was his omen. When I showed up, he knew that he had to do something. But it's rewarding because if it wasn't in Oswego, like if it wasn't such a tight knit small community, it wouldn't feel as good. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because because that's the first thing. The first question I ask all my patients is, "Are you from Oswego?" And if they say no, I'm from Fulton, then I immediately am like, "Oh, do you know the Fishers or the Sorbellos or?"
Well, that's another thing though. Is like
the Clarks, like that side of the family, because I have family that's in Fulton. And if they say no, they're from Oswego, I'm like, "Oh, well, do you know any Joneses or Carsons?" And then immediately it's like you're having this connection, and it makes it easier, you know.
I also think it would make it harder in ways too because you know more people that are going to come through there.
yeah.
You're more likely to know
The harder
people.
part is when something bad happens.
Yeah.
You know, and especially
Like, I
when
mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Is that when people die and they come through there, you know, there's a higher chance of you knowing those people or having some connection to those people.
the worst is when you know somebody, like, because when somebody dies, you know that they die before anybody else does.
Oh yeah.
And you just gotta like sit with that. And it's like, oh, this person just passed away, and like their family has no idea, and I just have to go back to work. That was the thing. That was a big thing in Scrubs, and that was what this nurse I work with, Dave, after the first patient passed away, my first code that I ran, we were talking, and I was talking to him about Scrubs, and we were talking, and one of his favorite quotes was the part where Dr. Cox is talking to JD or somebody, and like they're looking through the glass window, and it's he goes, see that doctor right there? He has to explain to that family why their father passed away. And he goes, and then you know what that doctor has to do? That doctor stops that conversation, which is the worst conversation that family's ever heard in their life, and he leaves that room and he goes back to work. And then he goes, do you think anybody else in that room is going back to work anytime soon?
Right.
I'll pull it up. I'll put it in the group chat because I can. But that's how it is. It's like, you know, it's but it's cathartic. I don't know. There's something very special about being that close to you know.
Yeah, because when you get to see people go home, it's rewarding.
Man. Like the best is when you know, there, for example, there's a patient that we had a few months ago that he was in and out, like he was in and out for like 3 weeks straight, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And he was in really bad shape, and then they finally did. And being able to come into work every day and see him getting better and better and better, and then having him come back like a few weeks after he was discharged and see everybody, and he bought us all pizza, or he bought us something. He bought us lunch or something. I think he bought us donuts and a thing of the box of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts. He bought coffee and donuts for everybody. You know.
Well, I think it's impossible to have anyone that you see daily not have some sort of impact in your life. I think anytime you see someone daily, you're going to form some sort of bond with them. Whether you even if you don't talk to them, they're still part of your life that you're seeing daily. So I think the seeing a recovery or a passing of someone is going to be impactful emotionally.
And the craziest thing is, like, and I've said this a lot. Give me all the blood, guts, and broken bones in the world, but as soon as it's something like any bodily fluids that aren't red, I don't fuck with. And then yesterday I had that guy with the rotting infected wound where his leg was like, it was necrosis, where his leg was like falling off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
But this is the scene I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I can't hear it.
No?
No, probably because I don't know if you have to share your sound or some shit.
Let me see. I actually do have to share my sound, I think. Let me
What
look.
episode is it? Because I'll probably just watch the show. I was gonna watch it anyway.
4, episode 2, scene 5.
Scene 5. Oh shit! Okay, I know that one.
Season 2, episode 6.
You see Dr. Wen in there? He's explaining to that family that something went wrong and that the patient died.
Yeah, I remember
You
this.
tell him what happened, he's going to say he's sorry, and then he's going back to work. You think anybody else in that room's going back to work today? That is why we distance ourselves. That's why we make jokes. We don't do it because it's fun. We do it so we can get by. And sometimes because it's fun. But mostly it's the getting by thing.
Literally how it is, man. It's like there was no, I don't want to keep talking about work, but there was no more surreal moment than when I first started working in the ER, and a group of us went out to get drinks one night. We were all off, and I was like, on the way over to the Sting, I was like, man, it's gonna be weird. I'm hanging out with like nurses and doctors and nurse practitioners. And
Oh yeah, I
other
remember you
shit.
telling me this because I think this was the night that we did a podcast together.
I think so. It was when you dropped me off. Yeah, you dropped me
and you're
off.
telling me about it.
And there were like people that worked at X-ray and MRI and stuff, and it was like literally the craziest fucking night because you know you just need that release when you're working, you know, 4 or 5 12-hour shifts a week, and then you're on call on weekends and you don't see your family and you're just in that building.
Yeah, you gotta jack off. You gotta have Pornhub
Yo.
Premium.
Dude, I have been watching so much
Bring it
porn.
full circle like that. I'm watching porn right now.
What you keep showing your desktop, Jake, but I don't even see an icon, a fast link to Pornhub.
OnlyFans.
I don't watch porn on my laptop, you fucking hooligan.
Yeah, you don't do it on your laptop.
Phone exclusively, bro.
Well, where's the quick app to the fucking put that bitch up on the phone? Let me know it's real.
Nah, we're not gonna put Pornhub on.
Just show me the tab.
Yeah. Show me your active
show me
tabs.
the app. Yeah. You're not really about it. I'm having doubts.
I am about it, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't know. All I know is it's a fucking very weird situation we're all in,
Yeah.
and I hope. And it's very weird that there's no timeline either.
No, I just wish that everyone could get on the same page and
Yeah.
take it as seriously as it needs to be
Oh
taken.
my god.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god. That was
God.
the worst fart of all time.
Damn, it's the Natty Daddy. You're drinking fucking malt liquor.
Dude, that was heavy.
I think
You
it
gotta-
makes. I think it's gonna make us all appreciate like what our normal life is
Yeah,
a lot
definitely.
more.
Not
Definitely.
me. I
You
don't
know
know
what
about
gets me is that people don't realize how long this is gonna be.
Right.
Yeah.
Even once things are open, I think people are still gonna be
More cautious.
hesitant to go do certain things.
This is our 3rd quarantine episode, which means it's been a little over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Since you
In
guys
fact,
adapt to it started before that.
yeah, because we actually did the episode with Nick once things were closed. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
So
I
so
think-
it's been a month. Let's say it's been 4 weeks now.
Like Monday
It
the
was like-
13th of March, I think, is when
Yeah.
my company sent us all home to start working
Yeah.
from home.
And it was weird because things changed real fast that weekend.
Well, because we were being told as a country that it wasn't going to be bad. It wasn't that bad. And then when it hit bad, it was like, okay, everywhere's starting to shut down. And then
And you know what's crazy to me? The craziest thing to me is that people were surprised. It's like Italy and Spain, specifically those two, completely shut down. And then you get a place like New York City where it correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's number 1 anymore, but New York City, I'm pretty sure, is the biggest city in the world, population-wise. It's
Nah.
up there.
Travel.
I don't think so. I don't
It's
know.
that-
what's
It's
the
that
biggest city.
American hubris where, oh, it's not going to touch us.
Well, yes, exactly. It's not going to happen to me is always a thing. I think that a lot of Americans have,
yeah. And
no
it's
matter what it is.
And it was what it went along with what we were being told. So it was something that people are already thinking, well, it's not going to happen to me. And then you're being told, yeah, it's not going to happen to you. Don't worry about it. Keep going to work. And then it's getting closer. Oh, it's happening in New York City. It's not going to happen in the upstate. We don't got to worry about it. That's the city. No one from the city comes to the upstate.
Okay,
And then it starts coming upstate. And then
That's
it's,
another thing about
well, I'm in a
living.
small city.
Yeah, living.
I
in a
was
small
super
town.
off. Apparently, New York City is 35th in the world. I thought it was like top 10.
No.
No, there's like a lot of like Asian
Yeah.
Asian countries have
Mostly
huge
Asian.
cities.
It was pretty much mostly Asian countries.
Yeah.
Tokyo and Delhi are both over 30 million.
And even if they're not big cities, they're just heavily populated.
Yep, area. Small area with heavy population.
I know it's a lot different down
population
here,
density
too.
is
But, like,
big.
it's just it's hard to, I guess, wrap your head around like what, or like try to plan what to do, or essentially what to do, because you're being told it was, when were we supposed to get off? The beginning of April.
Sure.
Around the beginning of April,
And
they
then
were
it
supposed to,
was-
everything was supposed to open up.
And then
and
it
now
was Easter
it's-
Sunday.
Easter Sunday, and now it's April 30th.
Yeah,
And
for
then
example,
it's going to be, I know some schools are like, we're looking at April 29th to open school back up, but
If I'm
it could be
looking on
till
the bright
May.
side, if I'm looking on the bright side, like things will be in full swing August, like July, August, I would say. And that's even where people are going to be hesitant to go out.
Yeah. Because you don't want to have a you don't want
it to come back, yeah.
Yeah.
And there are
and if
places now where you're seeing it come back. Like people have had this multiple times now, from what I've seen.
Yep, I heard that in China that some of the people that had it are getting it again. Some of them are getting it now worse.
Yeah.
But again, it's coming. It's not. How do I put it?
You see that cats can carry it?
The what?
I didn't know that.
Cats? I know dogs can. I posted that thing on Facebook about the dog that had it that ended up dying, but the dog was also old, so they don't know if it passed from the virus.
Well, apparently, like overseas in like Asia, they're like testing their zoos because like all the big cats are getting coronavirus. Like tigers and cheetahs and
Oh yeah, they had an article about them testing cat, tiger in the Bronx Zoo that had it.
Nah, it's all just media hype. They're trying to get you to watch Tiger King, dude.
Thanks.
I will never.
I
No.
haven't watched it.
It's not good.
I've seen enough memes to know exactly what the show is at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen enough people talk about it to know the gist.
I'd rather
It's
spend
pretty-
my
it's
time
pretty
playing video games than watching a TV show right now.
All right, guys. Well, we've done like almost 3.5 hours. So
That's it.
Yeah, I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Jake, give me a kiss. Send me a kiss.
that's not 6 feet.
That's not a kiss, but that was a lick.
That's how I kiss people.
Oh, that's not good. For sure, work on that.
Seth, can you
This
can you
evening.
attest that that's how he kisses?
No, I can't. You've only kissed me a couple times.
I'm upset about that. But after quarantine, I'm taking you out for a bunch of beers, not natty.
We're going to Texas Roadhouse.
No, we're going to Tully's. We're gonna get
Yeah, we are going to Tully's.
Nah,
Yeah.
fuck Tully's.
Oh, what?
We're
Nope,
go
well,
ahead.
you're out.
Going-
You're out of it. You're out of it.
You guys didn't do a food or object. That's the only reason I came on here.
I don't have any prepared, unless you can come up with one on the spot.
We're going to Auburn, this Auburn barbecue that I used to deliver to. That's where we'll go. Because he always hooks me up with a lot of food.
Oh shit!
And it's always banging.
I want to come home and visit soon too. No, I can't.
What does Tully's have that's so great?
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers. Easy.
loaded fries.
Easy.
Oh,
Easily made.
They have baseball cards on their tables.
No,
they're quirky.
see,
Yeah.
there's Dominic. You don't understand. You don't understand. I understand how it is. You go, oh, they got us chicken tenders and fries and loaded French fries. That's nothing special. First off, fuck you for thinking that.
I've been there.
All they need is chicken fingers and loaded fries.
You've been there.
Yes. I've gotten the little toy ducks for my son out of the fucking toy machine. The rubber ducks that they have in the fucking claw machines.
Yeah.
So all you remember is the toy ducks. You don't remember
Because
the.
that's all I got fucking asked to play. And then I had the food, and it was mediocre.
Wasn't. Yeah.
Bye.
At best.
I don't know,
I
man.
can't believe you.
I'm going to bring you to a place that has way better chicken tenders. And it's going to fucking blow your mind.
Oh,
Oh, you won't go because you don't want to be proven wrong.
I will go if you pay for it. I will.
Yeah,
go.
of course, bud.
Yeah, I'll try whatever because it's not gonna work. Like it's just
I
not gonna work.
guarantee you. I guarantee you, I will leave disappointed and flaccid.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Definitely not flaccid, bud.
You'll leave hard.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you for being here.
I
It
have
was
work
fun.
in 6 hours, so
Oh shit.
I'm
I
getting
don't.
up for 6 hours too to work out before I start working.
Jake, you want me to run you some bangs, bud?
sure.
Okay.
Sounds pretty enthusiastic about that. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Hopefully, we'll get both of you back on in person after this is over.
Yeah.
Yo,
Nice.
keep them coming remote because like it's a long drive.
Yeah, that's true. I don't mind doing these. To be honest with you, they're kind of fun. Plus, we can have people that,
You can
people
have
that are long distance.
multiple people.
Yeah.
We can have people with bed bugs on because we can't get bed bugs over the Skype.
Yeah, or we can have
Boy's
people
got a
with
point.
way too many fruit flies in their apartment too.
And Jake can be naked.
Well, let's not.
Are you even wearing pants right now?
No.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy. He's got the
yeah,
hammer
I
out. He's got the Pringles can just skin.
no, don't take your shirt off. You're gonna get
Oh my
demonetized.
God, Bert Kreischer over here.
All right, boys.
All right,
Take-
guys, take it easy.